I don't know
Uh,
anything about lightning related to this session.
you don't know anything about krakens and stuff like that. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, that would
Right.
have been such a good pun if I had a Kraken for this. I mean, actually, technically, I could.
Uh,
Not
I
sure if
mean, do
anyone
you
would
want a picture?
believe you,
Wait,
Raven.
what?
Lightsmith, if you could forward me some
how about
Kraken
how
of
about
Knuckles.
how about Lysmith? You just don't do that. How about you just
Why
like
not?
I mean, do we
don't
get calamari after?
Well, yeah, of course we'd have calamari after.
Oh gosh.
Sweet.
I already had if something bad goes happen, I already had a mob that y'all might have to fight, but y'all are just giving me ideas.
Little we didn't need to fight a kraken on the open seas, considering we're back
We don't
finally.
need to give you ideas.
Lysmith
No,
already
that's
gives
the
me ideas.
It's too late. Oh
Ah,
god.
yeah, lie, stop it.
So see, that's
What?
exactly
I
what
didn't do anything yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yet. That's the
Yet.
key word.
Yet.
Why do you guys think that I'm like trying to hurt you or something? Like I'm not trying.
No, you're
No,
not trying. You
maybe
are.
not trying. You might be succeeding.
You actually are.
Let me just Google that real quick. What are the stats on this, anyways? I thought it was like a creature rating 19.
It's actually a D&D creature. It's crazy, yo.
Oh, you'd be fine. Probably, maybe.
What
I
are the
mean,
stats on our boat?
you know, if we all have swords, it would be like playing Fruit Ninja, except with calamari.
Exactly.
Well,
No,
yeah, sword and
I'm not
also a
throwing a
little better.
crack in this session. I mean, I wish I planned that. That would have been even funnier. But I don't know. Sending a creature rating 23 monster at you guys doesn't sound like the start of a fresh new saga.
Yeah, it
Y'all
does.
almost just got mauled.
I
All right.
mean, we do have a crew of like a bunch of people, so it's more like crew versus mob type situation.
If you'll let me do naval combat, and you will allow like either ballistas or cannons.
Well, yeah, I want to eventually get into naval combat. I just don't know how to run it yet, so I've been kind of a little bit shy. I tried to run it the first session ever, and it did not go well. Hakeem can attest. Crew combat did not go well.
Yeah, crew versus crew. It's probably because we were vastly outnumbered because he just was like, "Let me throw a bunch of mobs at you." Throws 25 mobs at like 4 people.
So
I had an
Oh,
idea.
God.
It just didn't work
the
out.
the suggestion I have for naval combat is you break that up into its own initiative set. So if you're doing like, I don't know, a ship side barrage, then that would be a turn in the initiative order that someone would take, but that would take up their entire turn.
That makes sense.
Like, and people would have to be manning the cannons too. Like it would be like, okay, like 3 of us man the cannons, 1 person's navigating, and then they give the command to fire. They fire. That takes their 3 turns, but it's something we all communicate in one initiative turn. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So like we could talk about it. That yeah, we said man the cannons, and then coming up next round, that's what we're gonna do is fire, and that's that turn.
I like that. I'll have to
It's
look
a
into
way to
that.
keep the movement. It's a way to keep the combat flowing and still use the aspect of the ship mechanics, because ship movement and stuff like that is different than player movement.
Yeah. It's a little confusing. I'm not too familiar with it, so it would definitely take some trial and error. But I'd love to get into that eventually.
It is a little confusing, and that's just my suggestion. Most people just run it as a straight initiative, and they say like, okay, you're gonna man the cannon, and you're just on your own. Where I like to like make it actual ship-based combat, where yeah, we're gonna turn and then fire, and then feet out of here and get out of range while we reload.
Ooh,
But
I like that. All right. So, does everyone remember last session besides Rymar because he wasn't here? Who would like to give a recap, or do you want me to give the recap?
Go ahead and give the recap, sir.
We had ended up in either a warp or something. We were facing a spider-like lady,
lady,
and
you
during
say?
the
Yeah.
You wouldn't have liked her.
and
She didn't seem very friendly with her.
Ari tried to
during
smash the
the
spider. That's all you need to know.
I mean, I don't
during the
know. She
fight,
might have wanted to have us for dinner.
we
That
were
is
going to
true.
be dinner.
Okay.
Like
So,
I said, have us for dinner.
yeah, we never said like sit down for a nice dinner. We were gonna have dinner, and we
He's
were
gonna
gonna be
sit
the
down
dinner.
for a night.
So basically, what happens is last session the party left the tavern. They walked past an apple dealer. They saw the skies changing. The days started kind of, being a bit goofy. And they saw the world getting a little bit darker, a little bit gloomier as they started seeing more spiders. Torden, kind of noticing this a lot easier than the others, kind of kept everyone relatively safe. Um, Fortunately, no one died in the spiders' attack, but they were teleported to the town square. No one really knows what happened, besides the fact that they were getting yoinked around the island, and it appeared to be at different points in time, different days. Things in their inventory were going missing until the town square incident, where the spider led a full on assault by herself on the entire crew. But with some mysterious forces in the water and some coordination with the team, y'all were able to survive. And when the water flooded the island with a tsunami to drag the spider bitch into the water. And that's where we left off, is the party got back to the boat, and Ramrod, this is where we're picking up, is Jin and the barbarian guy that I mentioned, Halgor, is going to be next to you. He's a warforged barbarian. He has very glistening muscles, and he sees Makeem, and you see the rest of the crew just kind of spawning and walking up to the ship.
And I'm just like, did you guys forget about me? What the fuck, guys?
Yeah,
Um,
I rewound it a little bit. Technically, you guys were on the boat already, but whatever. You guys are just getting to the boat. I thought that would be better.
And I'm
With
just like,
the fountain, we probably look like a bunch of drowned rats too.
yeah.
Yeah, y'all
I'm
y'all
just
got
like,
hit by the wave a little bit.
Just a smidge.
Ramrod probably notices the uncharacteristically angry and serious look on my face as I walk by.
I'm just like, well, watch your step. Welcome aboard. The bar's through that door, and the
you open the
showers.
bar on the ship.
Yeah.
I kind of
And,
give him like a pointed look.
and I'm like, and the showers over there, and I'm pointing to like this rickety outhouse on the pier. And the food is down there, and it's like just a shitty little pub. Like almost like the bar is completely well stocked, but there's no food on the boat except for like the stuff off on the pier.
I'm just gonna like try
J-
not to choke him out and stuff, and like get the ship in order so we can get ready to hightail it and make sure we
and
got
then
actual
like
food.
as he's like furious, I open the door and there's like a fully stocked galley with like a professional chef that we hired that cooks for us.
Jin did some renovations.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, "How much money did you spend? How much gold was spent on all of this?"
And I hand him this nice ornate box, and when you open the box, there's just a lid, and there's these nicely folded origami shaped cranes, and every single one of them is an IOU for the amount that we took out of the funds to build the ship.
Bruh, how do you spend that much gold? You know how much gold you just spent?
Fine,
Bro,
it's fine. We basically have
no,
enough
it's
gold.
not fine. That's the pay the crew. We're gonna have a freaking
Oh,
mutiny.
the crew got paid. The crew got paid. And like, as I'm saying that, there's some curious women running off the gangplank out of the crew's berthing.
As that happens, I just cover Ari's eyes.
I'm like, don't worry, the
At
crew
this
will
at this
never
point,
ever
like, do
mutiny.
does Makeem like proceed to choke out Ramrod's character? Is that just something that he would do in this
No,
situation?
no,
I'm
no,
just
no, 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 no. See, he had actual upgrades like
Like the
ores.
beer and the
Oh yeah,
ores.
yeah. You have a.
I get
I'm like,
I
whoa,
get
whoa, whoa,
that.
hold
I
on.
get that, but he spent how bro, I wrote down
I
the amount of
spent
gold that
some
we
of my
had.
own funds. Don't worry, and I made some deals.
How do you spend over 100,000
He
gold?
never said it was over 100,000. He
It
just
was
said he spent some
100,000
gold.
gold.
He just said he just spent some gold out of the crew treasury.
Makeem is visually stressed.
And
You
I look at him like, trust me, I only dipped into the treasury when I needed to.
would you have a gin and tonic in your hand as you're saying that?
Oh, absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely.
I'm gonna
And
snatch the gin and tonic from him and like stretch drink and then throw the bottle on the freaking throw
And
the bottle out the ship.
as you throw that, I pull a little bell out of my pocket and I ring it, and a servant comes out with another tray, and I grab it, and I'm just like, what?
Makeem, you feel a
Makeem
little
walks over
tap
to
on-
the edge of the
Yeah,
ship,
Ma-
sets
Ma-
up like a gangplank, and then he's gonna be like, "Walk it."
All right,
I
I'm like,
just point
hold
to the
on,
Makeem,
hold on, hold
no,
on.
walk it.
Actually,
Let
yeah,
me
set
show you
gangplank.
around first, and
Well,
then
hey,
we'll decide if I
wait.
deserve
If
to
he
be
if he
involved.
shows you the gangplank, you can just walk off onto the pier. That's what it's for.
yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah,
have
that's
weight.
fine.
I can
Yeah, that's what I
fly.
meant. Like off the ship now,
Makeem,
off the ship.
Makeem, you feel a little tap on your shoulder, and you feel the weight behind the hand, and as you kind of turn around, you see a familiar face. It's Halgor the Barbarian, the first
Like
island.
my stress level goes down a little bit as I dab up Hal Gore. But like, oh, what's up? How
He
you
kind of
been?
gets close to you and he whispers, "I made sure that he replaced a lot of the funds.
Okay, so how much are we talking? How much did he
We're
replace?
down about 5,000 gold, but
Okay, five.
we made some deals to make back the other 30,000."
Okay, all right. Other 30,000. What?
Halgor just gives you a little pat on the back and walks away with a gin and tonic in his hand.
McKean is just gonna kind of like pinch his like his forehead and stuff.
And I just look at
You
him.
guys
I'm
are
like,
only
hey,
down 5,000 gold. It's fine.
I'm
Y'all
just
made
like,
it the other 30,000. It's fine.
wait. Before you get mad at me,
I'm just gonna like put a finger up
I'm
and
gonna
just for
say,
him not to say anything to McKean. He's
just
gonna
try the bed.
McKean walk away.
Just
try
try
the
the
bed.
beds.
As a guy
With
who
that,
lives on ships, the beds are 30,000 well spent.
Okay, as a sailor, yes. If I had to give up, like, I would easily pay $1,000 for a comfortable bed on a boat and not blink an eye because that is just so worth it when you're done with a long day. And that is
I-
the only space you have. Yes, an expensive bed is so worth it.
I did spend
looking,
$1,000.
listening to Torden's reason, McKean is visibly gonna calm down a little bit, but I'm gonna like give him a pointed look and just kind of like
Would
like
Jin have upgraded the toilets by chance? Sorry.
They would have. A few would have been upgraded, but not all of them, only because, you know, I'm a demon.
Yeah. You make the bad employees use the old shit house.
Yeah, there's latrines and a shower and stuff on board. There's a full galley. We have armaments. We have reinforced sails. We have
Magically reinforced sails.
yes. The
It's
beds
magically
are,
reinforced with
and I'm
magic
like,
threads.
yes. And the beds are magical cloud stuff.
Yes. Very
These
very
are the best
fancy.
beds that you can buy.
With like
And
angelic avian feathers or some shit.
In an effort to calm down, Makeem is just gonna retire himself with Layla to one of the red rooms and be like, I don't want to hear any more of this. Just gonna slam the door.
I mean Layla's been on the
the
boat this
door
entire
actually
time.
can't slam because the doors are auto closing. So as soon as you go to
Wow,
slam it,
bro.
it goes, "Oof," and then just chunk.
Very very soft, no squeak on the hinges.
Like he wants to be, Makeem wants to be upset, but then just seeing like how the rooms were upgraded, he just kind of like relaxes a little bit.
Dimmable lights in the rooms.
Kind of like the
By the way,
Cadillac with.
Auto closing doors on a boat again, amazing.
Yes, 100% worth every penny.
Yes,
On
whenever you
so
don't have
many
to worry
different
about
levels.
some idiot chopping off like a finger, it's worth it.
Or some idiot not fucking closing a door and your boat sinks.
Oh,
That
goddamn.
too, that
Oh,
too.
God.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking about the guy who closed his finger in one of the stall doors and lost it.
Yep.
Oof.
That is a
How do you do that? How?
Watertight doors
when there's
weigh
rough
about
seas and the
65
doors
pounds.
are open, they slam. So if you miss time grabbing that door, you can legitimately lose fingers, and on some of the really heavy doors, potentially lose a limb. So yes, him installing those just saved us probably like losing crew members.
Crew members and workers comp.
Okay, to put this in perspective, I have seen in my time in 2 amputations,
Oof.
and I'm not talking a finger. I'm talking hand.
Yikes.
One person also lost part of a foot, but like
Ooh.
legitimately, it
Not the
is.
grippers.
Yeah. So like, I mean this when Ramrod said he thought about things. Those are good investments. My inner sailor right now is so happy.
Plus, plus we need a galley. Well, we need a bard for the pirates or privateers that need to unwind after a hard day's work.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm like, we also have a separate area for them. This is our bar.
Okay.
And I'm like,
Oh.
no, they yeah, we have another area for those people.
Hey,
kind of
they
point-
still
I
deserve a
kind
lot of
point-
respect. Okay.
Oh, it's nice. It's trust me, it's better than every bar on this island. That's why we make a shit ton of money here.
Uh,
And he's
well,
like, wait, what?
Money.
wait a minute.
Money.
Wait
I
a
was
minute. So you said you have deals that you set up within the 6 months that we've been gone.
We have the
He's a
nicest bars
functioning
in the
alcoholic.
city.
He's a functioning alcoholic. He knows what to do. He knows how to swindle people. He is a rogue. What
Oh,
do you
God.
think happens when you give a rogue 6 months of basically unlimited money and just IOU notes?
I mean, he
Oh,
basically
no.
got a vacation.
I wouldn't
Can we
say
like assign someone to
that.
like watch him, please? Cause goodness.
I'll
He
just
just
say you
tried to
have an
bed.
undescribed amount of income stream, and every dime that Ramrod spent, he made back twofold, except for $5,000 or 5,000 gold coins.
And that's probably going to be made up very shortly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we're about to set off. How will we get those returns on
There's
investment?
there
I'm
there's
trying
there's
to put air
banks. There's
quotations.
banks.
Oh, there's other things going on the island as well. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah.
We're not going to be missed.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Okay.
All right.
Of course, Narza's just completely and entirely silent the entire time we head out.
All right. So, as you guys kind of finish up your little reunion after 6 months, you guys are just kind of able to chill. And Makeem, you see Halgor kind of walk up to you. You notice that he's a lot stronger. His metallic muscles are a lot firmer, as firm as you can say for metal. Since he's a warforged. You see him walk up to you and hand you a little map, and
Hmm.
he just goes, I helped chart out the course with one of our navigators on the boat. He doesn't tend to come down from the crow's nest, though, so here's the information to head through the current to get to the second ring. And you see Swain kind of step up to Halgor and you guys, and you see a man on top of the crow's nest just kind of slide down very awkwardly and slowly, with some goggles on his head and a little slingshot. And he's like, "Hi, I'm Xavier. I don't know if we've officially really met since you took over." And he just kind of like puts out his like really kind of lanky arm to McKeeb, and he's like, "Hi, I'm the navigator. I've been handling things since you've been gone."
I kind of give him a firm handshake and nod my head.
He nods and kind of tries to pull away awkwardly, even though he initiated the handshake.
I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, he goes, "So, have you gone to the second ring before, Makeem?"
No.
Alright, well, it's a difficult trip for most people. Um, most of the time, people only move rings like once in a generation, if that. Um, Usually it's only government officials or people higher up, or, us being major in the, well, you being a major in the military. It makes sense that you'd be going through it. It's a little bit difficult, but I was Blackbeard's navigator. We did slip away a lot, so this should be a piece of cake. Just kind of scratching his head, give it a little.
Well,
should be a piece of cake.
as Black Bear's navigator,
You're cutting out.
you have my respect.
He smiles a little bit and nods, and you see a little rat
Can you hear
kind
me?
of crawl up.
Hello?
Yeah. We can hear you now. You were just cutting in
Okay.
and out, but we got what you were saying. I did.
Hmm.
You see,
Okay.
you see a little rat just kind of crawl up his arm, and he says, "Oh, hi, this is Radish. He likes radishes." And it just kind of
Happen to
squeaks at
have
you.
some radishes on me. Give him a radish and stuff that I would have gave to the watermelon helmet instead, but I just handed it to the rat.
Yeah, the rat just eats it up really quickly, and then an eagle, like a little water flying eagle. I forgot the term. Don was telling me there's like eagles that fly over oceans and shit. I don't know. There's a cool eagle named Eagly, and that's his other companion.
An
And
albatross?
huh?
An albatross?
An albatross, yeah, something like that.
That is not a little eagle.
I don't know. I was asking Don for
Albatrosses
ideas
are
of birds.
fucking huge.
Albatross have the biggest wingspan of all birds.
Fuck. I don't know.
Yeah, they
Don
are.
mentioned there was
That's
an
how big they
eagle.
are.
I don't know.
Yes. Anything with the classification of eagle is significantly larger than a falcon.
Okay,
Which,
well,
when
there's
you
a
look
little
at falconeer,
well, in
A
this
little-
world, they're the size. This one's the size of a falcon. In this world, okay. I don't.
Okay,
Oh,
then
is it a
just have a
baby?
falcon.
It must be young.
It's a falcon that identifies as an albatross.
Wow,
Definitely a
no,
falcon
please
that
no.
identifies as an albatross.
Oh
It's
It
a
wants
God,
to
does
be.
it have
bird.
like Napoleon syndrome or whatever?
Oh my god, I'm adding that to my
Like
notes.
it's just the bird equivalent of a chihuahua.
It's an
Eagly is a
albatross with
falcon that
primordial
identifies
dwarfism.
as an albatross. So
Oh my
it names
god.
itself Eagly. It's a falcon that identifies as an albatross. 10 out of 10.
What the?
I'm sorry.
I mean I could name him Albert. Albert the Albatross Falcon. There we go, that's even better. Alright, his name's Albert now. Okay.
Alcatraz.
Albert the
I'm so
Albatross.
sorry. You guys are like, it wasn't this chaotic last week for some reason.
What? It wasn't?
All right. So you
Weird.
see this little falcon just kind of hop on his arm, and he says, "Hi, this is also Albert." And you guys see, it's a falcon, but he says it's an albatross because it identifies as an albatross because it wants to be a bird of prey or whatever.
Falcons are still birds of prey. What
I
But
was
the-
it
gonna say, a
wants to be a
falcon's
cooler
still a
one.
bird of prey. It can't pick up a
Yeah.
tuna.
It wants to be an albatross, okay? It wants to be bigger. It wants to have a large wingspan. Anyway, point is, that was
God.
just supposed to be a little gag that, now we have more mascots. We have Pidgey the Pigeon, Wolfie the Wolf.
Hold on.
or-
We have a very serious conversation we have to have. Have you never seen Rescuers Down Under?
No?
Oh gosh.
I'm a Gen Z Zoomer. I'm sorry. I've watched a lot of 70s movies and 80s movies and 90s movies, but like I've never heard of that one.
Fix your life and watch Rescuers Down Under.
Rescuers Down Under. I'm writing that down in planning so I can look that up later.
Your parents, they owe you an
I
apology.
remember that one.
It is one of the best childhood movies ever. The morals that they teach in that movie are fucking heartbreaking.
Aw.
That's what's wrong with these generations.
Yeah,
Yep.
I had Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under. Those were both pretty good.
The
I
Rescuers
hadn't thought
Down
about that in
Under
decades.
specifically address the albatross.
I see.
Yeah.
Alright. So, as the map is handed to you guys and they're going over the debate of he is an he was supposed to be an eagle, but he's supposed to be an albatross. But he is a falcon. Eventually this debate ends, and you see him just kind of having a slingshot and just kind of chilling. And he looks up at the sky and says, "Well, I think tomorrow should be fine to part. We already got the clearance for it. We went over the weather patterns and stuff, so it should be fine for tomorrow to head into the current to go through the barrier into the second ring." And he just kind of points over at this large kind of mountainous area that's like kind of an outcropping past the harbor, which appears to be the entrance into the second ring. I don't know if y'all have seen One Piece. I had an image somewhere of the reverse mountain. That's kind of where I got the general idea of.
I have not seen enough of it to know.
Okay, I'm trying to find it. Did I send it to Dawn? Yeah, I did. All right. Imagine this kind of thing, but not 100%. Imagine the water being darker and more natural. I mean, less natural, more like mana is being kind of in the water. You can see it kind of from a distance, like little faint, glistening water, like the
And
second ring
slight
is
wisps,
leaking in.
slight wisps coming off, I assume.
Yeah, kind of. Not entirely wisps, but well, actually, yeah, no, right there would be wisps because it's next to the magical kind of in between zone of the rings. But it looks like the water from the second ring is kind of like almost leaking into the first ring, if that makes sense. Kind of like in oceans where they have like that kind of like the different salinations and different stuff where it kind of
Mm-hmm.
looks different. That's kind
Temporal
of
zones.
the what?
Yep.
Temporal zones.
Temporal zones, yes. That's the kind of gist. Is basically each ring is gonna get a deeper blue because there's like denser mana. Like this is the least dense mana in the world. So it has a much more temperate climate. There's not as much hurricanes, except for like, Torden's Island, of course, that's like a anomaly. That's like a specific island. There's a lot of worship and gods there, so that's why it has such dense, chaotic lightning storms. But that's again an anomaly. So
I mean, it makes sense. Focused magic.
yeah, so you guys have a nice opportunity to get a nice long rest to sleep off the near death experience of a woman just kind of coming at you guys to try to eat you because she doesn't like you for some reason. You guys don't really know too much, besides the fact that she clearly had a history with someone.
Wasn't me.
Yeah.
What?
I'm-
I'm not
I'm
wrong.
just like looking over, like, what did you guys do? Like, I'm making
I did
friends.
nothing.
I'm making money. Who did you piss off?
Who do we
Nobody.
not
Not
piss
Wasn't
off?
that she was
me.
pissed off. It wasn't us she was pissed off at. It was Swain.
And I look over at Swain. I'm like,
He's just kind of scratching his head.
so how many powerful chicks are pissed off at you?
You just see him kind of look at his hand and start just like kind of like putting a finger down for every chick he can think of. It's more than one hand, less than two.
And I'm like, props, bro. I slide a shot over to him. Oh, we have a wardroom on the ship for like conference meetings and stuff.
That would be very good for us.
Officers'
yes.
quarters, like an officer place to eat. So like our own little room for it all.
But it has a big table. We can do presentations, stuff like that. Can seat about 20-ish people.
Yeah, that fits. That works.
That's actually freaking lit.
Yeah.
That's lit as heck.
I basically gave him free permission to say whatever upgrades he wanted besides like magical engines on the boat to make it like mechanical. That was basically the only thing he couldn't say.
Yeah. It's standard boat stuff. Like if we're talking a ship that's 200 feet long, it will have a wardroom. It will have separate galleys for the officers, and the crew will have separate berthing areas for the officer and the crew. It's just, I'm filling in the gaps in knowledge.
Yeah, basically. This is all stuff you guys should have on the boat, but let's just say it's a little bit nicer since he was the one with the money
Yeah.
in the in
When I'm
pocket.
saying that spending $30,000 on beds, that's actually how much money the boat Richard and I were on spent on beds.
Yeah.
Yes.
I approved the purchase for it.
Yeah, but he made some side deals to make sure the quality's higher, if you catch my drift.
Oh, we had
Make sure Corden
Tempur-Pedic
has a
beds.
sturdy bed.
Yeah, we had Tempur-Pedic beds on the boat. That's what we bought, and we had to cut them down to fit
Wow.
in the racks on the boat.
Oh,
Because
wow.
if you spend any time on a military boat, like we were lucky, we had 2 high racks. I think you guys had what, 3 high in some of the berthings?
Well, not on that boat, but on different boats, yeah. It was up to 3
So
highs.
we had like 6 man and then 2 high on our boat. The mattress material it comes with, it is about the thickness of a sleeping bag, stuffed with the
Oh,
equivalent of
God.
cotton balls.
Ick.
And that's what they issue us in the military. That's our mattress. It is
Ew.
god
I
awful, and
assume
you're
that
sitting on
everyone's
top.
just. Sorry.
My
about
dog
that.
has a better bed than that.
You're sitting on top of a 1/4-inch thick plate of steel.
Oh.
There's no give. There's no springs. It's your body.
Unless you hit really
That
rough
shitty
seas,
cotton,
and then you snap down into
solid
it and then get
steel.
launched out of it.
Yeah. And then
Not
if you're in
speaking
a
from
3 high,
experience at all.
if you're in a
Like-
3 high, if you're in the bottom or the middle, like I'm 5'10", 235-ish pounds. Like I'm a little wider than I am tall. I can't turn sideways on the bottom two racks inside my rack. Like I have to actually get out and turn over if I want to. That's how
Yikes.
tight these are.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think everybody here has seen a picture of me, but I am not very broad. I will flip over onto my side, get wedged there, and sleep that way so I don't get thrown around.
Like
Yeah.
when the seas get really rough, you wedge yourself into the side and into the back, and you just wedge yourself into the corner as best as you can fit. And like your ankles will bounce up and down, so you end up putting like sweatshirts and shit inside your sleeping bag to keep your legs from smacking up and down while you're fucking in shitty weather.
Dang.
That sounds god awful.
I mean,
It's
that's
amazing.
what driving through a hurricane is like.
Wait. I have to say one other quick story. You have not lived on a boat until you hit a rough sea. Like you just hit that one wave, and you hear this loud splat followed by somebody going,
Sheesh.
because somebody just fell 4 or 5 feet out of their rack and landed on their back and got the wind knocked out of them. And everybody just kind of pokes their head out,
I can
looks,
think of one
You
and
live?
then goes right back to sleep.
compares.
So we had
I rode for a few months, couple months with a friend who was a trucker. I was asleep in the bunk, and our truck got flipped on its side. And so I woke up to that same sort of like, I'm airborne and thud. Yeah,
Sheesh.
not so fun.
I was when we were going through the hurricane, I was in my rack after lunch. We had to set an emergency because we lost one of our hydraulic rams. So I jumped out of my rack with my boot on and I broke my leg. This is when I first broke my leg. I didn't realize it. I broke my leg when I hit the floor. Continued to do my duties and everything for another 2 weeks because that's how long I was left on the boat. Went to A school, was jump roping, and snapped my leg in half and finished breaking it.
Oh
Uh-oh.
god.
Like when we're talking about like bad conditions, people falling out of the racks, I snapped a bone in my body. Didn't realize it, kept working. Like I broke my which one's the bigger one, the tibia or the fibia?
Tibia.
So I broke my fibia while I was on the boat, and I had a hairline fracture through my tibia, and then kept going, just doing my normal shit. Went to A school, doing the jump roping exercise, broke my leg, and yeah, that boat, that incident, I remember it clear as day, is exactly how I broke my leg.
I'm glad I never broke my leg. I've never broken anything.
I've broken tons of
I've
stuff.
broken my sanity.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I'm sh- I'm
I
guessing
mean,
that everyone.
that's
I'm
assuming
guessing
that you
everyone's
had it to
noticing
begin
just
with.
how. I'm guessing everyone's noticing the angry look as I just keep looking at the letters that the Spire Lady just set down for me.
She sent something down for you?
Oh, she yeeted something at him last game.
Yeah.
This
And
wasn't
then,
explained.
It
Yeah,
was
what?
it was a slight offhand comment directed at Narza. He's the only one I fully mentioned it to. I just said anyone else you just see a package in front of Narza as he's picking it up. And the
Yeah, I
spider
saw
is just
that.
kind of laughing and smiling at him.
He picked it up, and I said, nobody step in the water, and they charged right into water to stab her. I was like, ooh, Narja's about to go down. Oh, bad.
Yeah, Tord noticed instantly because he's like, "Hey, people don't get in the water," and Narza's like, "Nah, fuck that," and just ran into the water. It doesn't ever get into melee range for some reason, and then just magically he just ignores Tord and just goes right for her. In the water?
Yeah, that's when I realized, ooh, that's bad. Well, luckily,
taunt was real.
I'm a walking defibrillator, so hopefully that'll help.
You're a walking defibrillator. You're not wrong. I did let you do that one time.
And I'm like pulling this little bag out of my
Oh
pocket.
shit! Did I just rip this tea bag? I really hope I didn't rip it.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say teabag. I was gonna say 8-ball, but
No, I'm trying to get this tea bag out of this 2-liter because I'm making tea in 2 liters. Oh fuck! Yikes! That's not good. That's gonna ruin all my tea. God damn it!
no, just
You can try to put
strain
it through a
out and
strainer
fill
really
it.
fast.
Yeah, just strain it out and put it back in. Got a funnel?
No. I'll deal with this later.
Mason jars?
I use like the family sized tea bag instead of the normal tea bags that I do, because my mom got me the other one, but it was too thin to get out. Maybe if I'll deal with this later. It's not a big deal. I already poured out enough of the tea, and worst case scenario, I can just get out one of the strainers I bought. Anyway, sorry, where were we at?
Baggage.
Yeah, no, all you guys saw was just him picking up a package, and I mentioned that you just see him grab a package that she kind of tossed at him and just kind of dropped in front of him. Basically, she was being a cunt.
Kind of figure that.
Yeah.
Imagine they also saw
I'm
my
just gonna.
face suddenly turn angry and then they probably saw my face turn angry. Well, Torton and Swain and the like did.
Yeah.
I'm just like raising my eyebrow, like, you okay, bro? The apothecary
Just-
chick wasn't your wife, was she?
I just
Oh
glare,
gosh.
just stare back at him.
She wasn't, was she? Dude, I did. You should have said something. We had like a whole
Man.
thing.
I'm just
Man
laughing.
is a freaking menace.
You,
I don't think that's the case. I think the spider chick did. Hey, so what did she say to you? What's on that piece of paper you keep looking at?
shove them into his hands so he can look.
I kind of like glance over it and stuff. What am I looking at here, DM?
Do you want it to be the less sensitive stuff or the more sensitive stuff, or just all of it?
Everything,
No,
all at
I'm
once.
saying, no, I'm asking Azari specifically if he's handing you the sensitive stuff, the kind of in between, or just like the generalized baseline stuff that's not too personal.
He shoved this
At this
whole
point,
paper
it's
to me.
What, Azari?
at this point I probably trust them enough to just look at them.
All right, so just open. Okay, so McKeem, you kind of open it up, and first you see some nice, wholesome letters to Azari dating about a year ago to 6 months, around that time frame. And as you're slowly kind of flipping through the papers, they go from, hey, Narza, how have you been? It's been a while since I got one of your letters, to, hey, you see a specific name, Frelnor. It's like, hey, Frelnor came back to the village, it would be nice if you could come back home, to, hey, times are getting tough, it's getting worse and worse over here, he took over, a lot of bad stuff's happening. You're just kind of getting a brief glimpse into this. You're not reading every single letter, and then you start seeing letters from other people saying, "Hey, your friend Felinda got captured by Frelnor. Where the fuck are you?" And then you start getting pictures of her in interesting attire, sent by Frelnor and other people just
Oh,
taunting Narza. Just more and
Oh.
more graphic things about dungeons, things about the villagers, that he's basically a little bitch for not doing shit for his friends, and just SOS's. Just the more you go, the deeper it gets.
God dang. He got ops for real.
Yeah, Frelnor's an asshole, a piece of shit,
Ye-
a piece of garbage.
Do I know
I'm
who
gonna
this
like.
person is?
No one knows who Frelnor is. It's just,
Okay.
from what you guys can infer, he looks to be a lord, from Narza's home. You guys haven't heard of him before.
I don't know who it is, but I'm gonna fold up the papers and walk to Narza and hand them off with one hand and then take the other hand and kind of like lean over to whisper in his ear, "We're gonna solve this. I don't know who the hell these people are, but we're gonna solve this." And I kind of give him a nod and stuff and like kind of turn my back for a second, kind of like thinking over what was being said in the note in those letters and stuff like that. This is a, this is a serious situation. I
So is it
yeah.
only Hakeem and Narza that know this information at this point?
I'd assume since you guys are all going around the table, it would be kind of, you guys would be talking about it.
As this is happening, I see that everybody's kind of getting distressed since I can't really hear what's going on. I go over and I start ruffling through Jin's pockets for a second and pull out the bell and ring it.
You see a couple maid girls kind of scurry in very quickly, and says, "Hi, Sir
Not
Jin."
girls.
Oh,
We are co-gendered.
uh,
A
men
co-gendered.
and women. Excuse me. Be like, hello, Sir Jin," and then realizes that it was Torden that rang, and it'd be like, "Oh, hello, Sir Torden."
And then another one comes out with like this little it's a magical parchment that as people are speaking, it writes down what they're saying.
Ooh, I
And
like that.
I look over at Akeem and I was like, that one was pretty pricey.
I
And I was
just
like,
kind of give him a sideways glare.
and I look at him, I was like, that's the one that's kind of tie-dye color. And it's like 78,000 gold.
But it's useful. It's a recording device, but it's paper, pen and paper.
And I did some really shady shit to get that. And I'm like scratching in the back of my head and like looking down at the ground, like,
Would I have to arrest you at some point of this campaign? Would I have to arrest this character?
yeah, there's a very good possibility of that.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be within. It's gonna. I'm not gonna have. I'm not gonna be able to control it. It's gonna be something within my I'm gonna have to do it.
Listen, don't ask what Jin does just to ask for results. That's what you do with him. Is if you want something done, you ask Jin to do it, and then you just ask not to know what you did. You just know what you need.
I am the definition of the E4 Mafia.
You stole what I was about to say. I was trying to be respectful of you. But the only thing I look, or as the bell gets rung, I look at the girls and go, alcohol, and point straight to
no.
Narza.
They both have trays of alcohol in their hand because that's what the bell means, is bring alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay, then I just grab just a bottle and just pop it open and put it right down in front of Narza and go back to my seat.
Narza just immediately starts downing the bottle, trying to at least numb the anger that's going through him.
What's his con score again?
I don't know. I'm gonna just give it to him.
Oh no, because my brain is going. Oh, I'm familiar with binge drinking, and just grabs a bucket and puts it by him.
I ring the bell, and when they come back in, I grab my drinks, and I'm like, bring some crackers when you come back.
Some crackers.
Wow.
Interesting. Some breadsticks for the Aussies and other people.
Some saltines.
Wow.
Saltines, you're not even bringing out the freaking Ritz crackers, man. Are we poor?
No.
No. No. Ritz hurt so much worse coming back up.
Really?
Yes, they
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, saltines are the way to go.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or hardtack.
There's a reason why we keep a plethora of saltine crackers on boats. When you're
I
seasick,
mean, there's a reason why, early pregnancy women tend to eat very little besides saltine crackers.
yeah, that nausea, saltine crackers, that's where it's at, not
They
Ritz.
sponge it right up.
Huh.
The Ritz, there's too much going on there. It ends up making you gag.
Huh. I didn't know this.
Saltines are just plain enough. Dude, you're talking about lifetimes of experience in this.
Oh, yeah.
I just was like, oh, if you're getting crackers, why not buy the fancy ones,
No, if you're on a boat, Ritz or
Understandable.
not Ritz,
Saltine.
saltines,
Saltines.
no
Ritz is
butter,
when
no
you're
nothing.
bored in your rack.
Or like, yeah, you're sitting in port and you got like a block of cheese and Ritz crackers, and you're watching Titanic for the 19th time because you want the boat to sink that bad.
No. That's when you're watching In the Heart of the Sea.
Or what's the one with Mark Wahlberg?
Contraband.
No, the one where he's on the boat. The Decisive's in it. They're fishing up in Alaska.
Oh, The Perfect Storm.
Yeah, that. You're like just watching it over and over again, hoping to God that this boat sinks and kills you.
Wait. Does anybody know what The Heart of the Sea is about?
Yes.
No clue what that is.
It is a Moby Dick, like, retelling. I got in trouble because we smacked into a whale, allegedly, in quotation marks. Demolished a whale.
Hey,
Everybody
you
woke
can't
up because we hit
see
it at night.
them because they just pop up. I've killed 5 fucking endangered species because of that.
Yes,
Wow.
yes. Well, allegedly
Literally.
we hit a whale because I cannot confirm or deny it, but we demolished it. And they look at me and they go, "You should put a movie on."
No.
Evidently, that was in bad taste.
No.
I
You're
thought
an
it was
asshole.
funny. It was like when we pulled into Alaska and I put on The Revenant. Like, how do you expect the one guy that you keep messing with to not do that?
How do you not put on 30 Days a Night?
Oh wow.
No. I put on
No.
that because they were talking about bear attacks.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I hit multiple loggerhead sea turtles going to search and rescue cases where I'd just be driving at full tilt trying to get there, and this little fucker would pop up to breathe, and I'd smack his ass down, and I have to stop, and there's people
Poor
drowning. I gotta
turtle.
stop and look at the turtle and be like, yeah, that's an endangered species. Fuck. And now I'm on the phone driving to this active SAR case, reporting to NOAA that I just killed an endangered species.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
It's
Multiple
okay.
times.
It's just taking a nap.
Yeah.
No, it was prop sheared.
Yeah, it's taking a nap. Don't worry about it. The other thing, it's eating it. You see, it's fine.
It's
It'll
taking
live
its
on
nap.
vicariously.
It's taking its nap.
It's taking the fun nap.
Speaking of fun naps, I look over at these pictures that have been passed around, and I'm like, we're handling this, right?
Oh, of course.
And I ring a different bell. And then a guy comes in and he closes the blinds and he does a ritual that makes the room silent from prying eyes. And now the wardroom is sealed. And we can talk about whatever we want.
All right. So everyone in the party's in the room. I'm assuming Swain's in the room with y'all. I would say Daniela wouldn't be there. Daniela's just kind of preying on people for fun, like
Oh,
usual.
I gave her a list of people that need attention.
Okay.
These are some of the deals that were made.
Okay. Okay.
They're looking for specific attention. They noticed
Interesting.
her.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. So the room's sealed. There's no outward interference. You guys are just chilling in the war room, basically.
I mean, it's sealed as much as I can trust that this guy can actually do sealing magic.
And I mean, with your connections, he'd at least be intermediate at the bare minimum.
Unless he's full bullshit.
I
They too drunk to
mean, you
notice.
have Layla on the boat for 6 months uncontested. She'd be able to pull up some freaking magic books and be like, "Hey, that's some bullshit. This is how it's supposed to be. I read it in the book," and he'd be like, "No, but I read it this way, and this is how I was taught," and she'd just kick his ass out.
Yeah, nah,
She
you have a
she may not
certified
she may not be a
librarian
mage.
bookworm.
She may not be a mage, but she sure as hell knows her shit.
So this is the first time I'm hearing about this character, unless I've been really drunk before.
Layla is Makim's fiance, wife, dup girl. She's been chilling on the boat though for 6 months, wondering where the fuck Makim is. But she's like, I know he'll come back.
Okay, news to me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you probably haven't interacted with her besides being just on the boat and just seeing her go in and out of Makim's room.
I probably would have just assumed she was a worker. Like I had no idea. I'm just like, as they're walking by, I'm like, why the fuck does she keep going in there? And I'm like, all right, whatever. Maybe he's got something he ordered specific.
Yeah, and then you're just like in the middle of a meeting, and you just see Layla just walk up to you with a fucking book and just like talking shit and just like barking orders at someone in front of you. You're like, who the fuck is she?
And I'm like, as I'm drinking my drink, I'm like, hell yeah.
You're like, go girl boss, okay. You put him in his place. I mean, that's just less work for me. Not really putting two and two together the entire fucking time.
And I like flip her a silver coin as she's walking. Like, good job, girl.
She just never says anything for 6 fucking months. That's just like
Every
basically
time
the
she
second in
sees me,
command.
it's just death glare. She gets me.
Listen, you treat a princess like a hooker and a hooker like a princess. Wasn't that on Futurama or is that somewhere else?
I think that was Futurama.
I swear to God that would be a Bender thing to say. If it's not if Bender didn't say
Right?
it would be a Bender thing. Oh my God.
I look over at a game. I'm like, are you two banging?
Well, of course, we've been banging since Island 1. What?
Oh, so you guys are like a thing. I am so glad I didn't make a pass at her. She was just so mean all the time.
That's probably why she was mean. She knows about your reputation.
Oh, thank God. I didn't want to die tonight.
Alright, so Swain kind of, pops a little map out of his back pocket with the other stuff of the Drusen Isles, because he's a very well-traveled man, if you guys know anything about elves. So he places it down, and he says, Narza, this is accurate, right? This is still how it should be. And he kind of like taps on the map, because he's had this map for a while. So, being an elf, things could be a little off.
Still pretty much the same ish. It my things will it anyway.
What's up?
Anyway, I tell him that my home's more of a fall type climate. It's cold, but not extremely. Usually, mostly when the sun goes down.
Okay. So as you guys are kind of looking at the maps, McKean, would you like think to like pull in Layla because she's kind of like the bookworm type, and
Well, of
probably bringing
course.
I'm probably bringing the navigator since he would be helping sail us to the Drusen Isles.
I kind of like just walk to the door and stuff and like peek out real quick and just point them over and you two come here.
All right. So Layla comes in her like not librarian but like professional uniform, and then you see the nerdy navigator kind of come in and kind of look at the map.
I kind of give Layla a smack on the butt as she passes by.
Yeah.
I like
Remember, Jin's
I
just
look
like
over and I'm
sweating,
just
like
like,
thank God.
man, that could have been fucking bad.
Yeah, Layla just kind of looks over at you and just kind of scoffs a little.
And I take my drink and I just down it and I kind of flick my little bell.
You flick your little bell to get more booze. You're gonna be like, this is gonna be a long meeting. So you see Xavier, the navigator, kind of go up to the map and be like, so this is where we're trying to go, right? Drusen Isle. All right, that's pretty close to us once we get into the second ring. Already was setting up for this since what I heard we'd probably have to go to. He looks at it though, and he kind of looks at Swain, and he goes, "This map's out of date. This is the more up to date map." And it's like literally, if you look at the map, there's like a half centimeter slight difference on every island. Like full on ADHD OCD. You see the map and it's slightly wrong, and he had to fucking correct it for him.
Do you realize how accurate that information actually is?
I don't know. I just assumed that the navigator would be like completely anal retentive.
Literally, part of my job was updating the charts and the buoys that were connected to chains down on the bottom of the ocean would somehow move an eighth of a degree, and I would have to plot it as this fucking buoy is swinging in its circle that it normally does because that's what buoys do. And I would have to constantly update shit.
Oh my fucking god.
And I was
Literally,
in charge of updating the system that kept it all in line and would occasionally delete it, and I would start getting choked for some apparent reason.
never once did I ever choke you.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
You asked
Not without
for it.
consent. Wait, what?
But,
There you go.
But I
there
could
we
see
go.
it. Whoa.
Hey, boys will be
What? I
boys
have a
on
thing
the
for
boat.
redheads.
Not gay underway.
Exactly. What happens on the boat stays on the boat.
Of course.
Yeah.
Clearly.
So, as you see Xavier just like freaking OCDing over the freaking map, you just see Layla kind of go. So, as he's doing that, she kind of starts explaining the trajectory of what's going to have to happen when you guys get up at about 8 in the morning the next day. She goes, so what it looks like is we're in the 8 o'clock slot, first to go, since it's for Major McKean, of course. So we got a prime slot using access from the military, and she kind of pulls out a couple like badges and identification. She's like, I've been prepping this for months, trying to move frickin' slot after slot after slot, wondering when the fuck you're gonna come back. She kind of like puts a little side eye to you, McCain, but she just shrugs and says you guys would show up whenever the fuck you showed up. So this has been in the making for the past, a couple weeks.
Kind of give
Taking
her a
it.
little praise for her preparation and stuff. To simmer down a little bit.
Yeah, she snaps her finger, and one of the attendants brings her some Earl Grey tea as she sips it. Nice, steaming hot Earl Grey. She doesn't partake in the alcohol too much, especially around a certain individual.
I like put the flask that I was about to hand her back in my pocket.
She just saw you like reaching for the flask to try to be friendly, and she just like side eyes you.
I'm just like, okay.
So as she's slowly explaining the basic convoluted logistics of it, she goes over how you guys have to get into the current, like was already explained a little bit, and explains all the horrors of what can go wrong if one of the rune stones that was placed on the boat goes a little fucky wucky. And you see her kind of pull out a little document that says it's titled "How to Go to the In Between Rings for Dummies," and she puts it in front of Gin and Tonic, of course, and says, "You can explain that, buddy," and then walks out the room. Just to make a point before coming back in. She's
And
being very sassy.
as she walks out, I pull my flask out and I take a sip. And then she walks back in, and I'm like, "Am I actually taking point on this, or were you just are you
She picks up the book and says, "Even this dummy couldn't explain it."
I got it. I got it.
Ooh.
I got it.
Ooh,
I
that
grabbed the
burn.
book back from her, and I'm like, as we pass through the different thresholds, there's potential for the boat to spring leaks. We have compartmentalized different sections on the boat in order to prevent the boat from sinking like some other unsinkable boats. Titanic couldn't actually do. So during the transition, if things get fucky wucky, we can compartmentalize compartments that are sinking or flooding in order to prevent the entire ship from sinking, and then we would have to either go in and repair them magically, physically, or find another way to keep the boat afloat.
Yeah, there are members of the crew that specialize in magic and repair. Correct? Could we possibly have different crews on standby just in
Yes.
case?
Yeah.
We
I'm
have
assuming that we have monitors for if the runes start to go out. Correct?
correct.
Yeah.
There are magical monitoring systems that will indicate water intrusion into a compartment, and there are also crew members who are designated damage controlmen who will go around and attempt to repair things, although we might have to assist them in those repairs.
That's perfectly fine.
Layla's nodding and just kind of like sips her tea, and she keeps kind of looking at Gin and Tonic, and you just hear her mutter under her breath, "Wow, I guess you can explain from a book."
We also have other crewmen that are in charge of navigation, they're in charge of rigging. We have the abilities to launch oars if we have to row. If conditions get dicey enough where we're going to have to retract our sails, we can actually compartmentalize and close off all exterior ports in order to ride out any storms that might be too much for us to sail to.
Understood. Okay.
All of the crew is trained very well to the point of exhaustion that they know exactly what they're doing. They will perform. They are very motivated, some more than others. They are noted in your portfolio.
I kind of flipped through the portfolio to take down names, considering I took the time out to like learn every crewmate's name when I got the ship or inherited the ship from
Yeah.
Blackbeard.
Yeah.
Hmm.
When you look at the portfolio, you notice most of the people that came from Blackbeard's crew are very proficient. They're not as proficient as some of the people that because you guys went from like a 30-man crew to like an 80-man crew. So, most of your
Hmm.
crew is, fresh privateers straight from the military. We'll just say that obviously Jin is very selective with his quality. And Layla doesn't want you getting hurt, so if you know Jin selected someone that Layla didn't like, she'd go behind his back and fire his ass within like 30 minutes.
Oh, it'd be part of the selection process. It'd be I interview him like, yeah, absolutely, and she interviews him like, no.
Yeah, the funniest thing is though is you wouldn't even know she's doing it. So like one day, you'd have like 12 new recruits, and you'd be like, "Huh, where did they go?" And you just see her just like sipping some tea, be like, "Oh, they all quit."
And I'm just like, yeah, whatever. We'll throw out another banner.
Yeah. What should have been a 1 month process took 5.
I'm
But we
actually
have,
looking at her like really impressed right now and stuff. I mean, like,
but we have a
how many sugars did you put in
boy
that
for
tea?
How many shooters? What?
How many sugars did she put in the tea?
She likes her things pretty sweet, so about like three scoops for the
I
little thing of tea.
introduced her to simple syrup.
She looks at you, squirts a little simple syrup in, sips on it, and says, "Passable." She looks at you though, as she's like drinking it very vigorously. She's like, "I guess it's all right."
The
She
bar
likes her
stocked.
she likes her basic refined cane sugars, her nice islander sugar, but there's just something about a simple syrup that hits different in her tea.
And I slide over a note, and it's a recipe for simple syrup, but with locally sourced cane sugar.
She looks at you and passes you a note, and it says, "I will tolerate you."
I read it. I try not to react, but just like this shit-eating grin crosses my face, and I tuck it in my pocket.
She has gone from actively hostile to tolerating your presence. Because you looked at her like a basic working employee, and she's like the second in fucking command, just like this motherfucker.
And just now I'm realizing I'm like, oh no. No, 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 no. She's seen too much.
She's seen too much. Every dime you spent, you just see like a little receipt under her pocket, like in her little purse. You just see a little receipt that she slowly kind of pulls out with everything you spent.
And I'm just like,
McKean will be interested in looking at this. McKean is ready to dish out punishment.
and I'm like, whiskey, whiskey, whiskey.
No, 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 no.
Whiskey pops
As
up
they,
on your lap and just kind of smiling like,
as he's
"Hi guys."
about to like drink, as he's about to like call for like whiskey and stuff like that,
But wait,
I'm
wait,
just
wait,
gonna
wait,
be
wait,
like,
but wait, no, 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 hey Kim, wait a minute.
go
As
ahead,
you
go ahead.
see Whiskey kind of pop up for a second, he's like, "Hey guy," as he gets fucking evaporated because the room's under the ceiling magic. So Whiskey can't come back into the room through magical means. He has to be let in. Besides your summoning.
God damn it.
Yeah, no, you're
Okay,
all
I,
alone with this,
s-
buddy.
I spent a lot more.
Yeah, and I'm about to find out how much more.
Layla just looks at you, McKeem, and puts it in her bag real quick, and she's just like, "I'll tell you later."
And I just look at them both, and I'm like, that's not all of it.
She glances at you and is like, "You think I don't know what you spent?"
Oh
As
no, no, we're gonna have to do some sketchy shit for some sketchy people for some of the things I did.
she sighs and she's like, "I know, I know, I know,
Okay.
I know."
McKean visibly like just kind of like grabs the back of his neck from like the stress, and I look directly at him and I say, you know,
What?
I'm gonna have to arrest you, right? As I
Yeah,
find out what these things are, I'm gonna have to arrest you.
absolutely you are. And
Hey, bro,
you
look at DMs
also
real
have to
quick.
know that I'm going to steal your keys.
What keys?
All of the keys.
Okay. Also, bro, look real quick. I just sent you a message. Oh,
Are you a ferret?
I am a
I
ferret.
can be.
Okay, so as she's just kind of like looking at like the receipts, and she just kind of like coughs and goes, "What about silver?"
He'll be handled.
She nods and sips her tea with her newly enhanced simple syrup, and she just says, "Okay, okay," and just kind of drops the conversation at this point.
And then, like, I reach back to like grab McKing's hand. I'm like, "Can you handle this?"
You're just like praying to God. You're like, "Bro, please. Your fiance's too scary."
I,
Ma-
I, I look at her. I was like, she's harmless to me. I don't know about you though, buddy.
Bruh, gin and tonic will freaking deal with succubus's demons, anything, just not Layla.
I've been avoiding this one.
Probably a good reason.
She's just got a vibe, man. How do you deal with this?
I mean, she's cool with me. I, I am about to marry her after all, so yeah.
What?
Yep.
Oh my
She flashes
god.
one of her rings.
And I'm just like, that's what that means. Oh.
Oh yeah,
Oh
tieflings
my
might not even
god.
use rings for marriage. They're just like, oh, she has a lot
Oh
of jewelry.
no. Is this like a thing humans do?
Yeah, and you've probably bedded a lot
Oh
of women with the rings on their
no.
fingers, right?
So
Decades.
many. Is that the
Decades.
finger? Is that the one?
Every
What about the
every
other
human
ones?
every human woman you just think of, just every single ring on their fucking ring finger, and you're just like, oh shit.
Oh, that's why everyone's so mad.
You
I
think of
thought
you,
it was because of the horns. Oh my god.
I just pinched the bridge of my nose in frustration.
you just remember the apothecary having a ring on her finger. You remember the freaking the two guild attendants that were handling the tower. Both of them had rings on.
Oh my
And then you
gosh.
remember the guy next to the female attendant that you realize now you cucked because he had a ring on his finger.
Oh my gosh.
I fold my rings around myself and I'm like crying. And I'm like, oh no. And then like I just reach back and like flex my wings and like, yeah, I know.
Said
You're like, was that convincing enough?
you just pride yourself on being a homewrecker, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I'm a demon.
Oh gosh. Remind me to exercise your ass. After this is over with.
I'm not possessing someone. I am a
I
demon.
don't give a rat's ass.
As all this is like
After
bickering, you
this
hear
is
Whiskey
over,
just like banging on the door, like, let me in!
I'm gonna
I
go
want to
walk
see the
out to the door,
chaos!
and then as I see Whiskey, I'm just gonna punt him and then close the door back.
If you guys have played Arctic's games with like Dragon Fable and shit, you see the little, basically like the Twiggy guy get freaking punted.
Yeah.
Twilly, hold on, wait. If I type in Twilly, hold on. Yes, yes, literally, when you type in Twilly, you see it. Perfect. You
Yep.
punt, you
Mhm.
you punt his ass.
Adventure Quest.
Fucking love Adventure Quest. All right. So after that whole debacle, um, everything kind of starts to settle down. You guys get the gist of everything. You get the generalized locations of where all the rune stones are that you have to, make sure don't get like disjointed, get pulled off or shattered or anything. They're going to be under a lot of pressure when they're going through the barrier to get into the second ring. And they're going to maintain high levels of stress while protecting the boat from the like mana surrounding everything and the harsh conditions of the in between. That's just what we're gonna call it, as the in between. So you guys have been prepared. You guys have been prepped. Homes have been wrecked. you know, just a typical Sunday for everyone. You guys now are able to go to sleep and set sail. Unless you have anything else you guys want to do on the boat before you guys go to eat in game.
I think Torden and I make sure that the bed is sturdy.
The bed is
Yep.
very sturdy, very very sturdy.
Good.
Jin made
Very-
sure that your guys' bed was of highest quality. Goliath
Ooh.
prepared, extra soft, extra room for Goblin.
So
Goblin
Yep.
Goblin safety harnesses and everything.
the beautiful thing about
Do I have my
cloud
own
stuff
little tiny
bedding
pillow?
Yes, you have your own little tiny pillow.
and your
Yep.
own actual separate bed.
Okay, in
No.
case you need it. In case you need
Yeah.
it, you know.
You have your own little space that is your own, and then the cloud stuff it's intelligent in a way. There, where if you need to get traction, you can, but if you need the comfort, you got it.
Yeah.
That made me laugh just a lot.
Should I be a mattress salesman?
Yeah.
Hey, we have
Yes.
we have a sturdy bed. That's important.
Yeah. A sturdy bed is very needed after a life and death experience.
Oh, very much so.
Yes, definitely.
And Ari, when you get into your room, you notice a little potion next to your bed, and it's I'd assume it would be like a little note from Jin and Layla, being like, "Here's and you notice it's like some growth potions and some like shrinking potions and stuff.
There's like
I
an
mean,
entire like medicine cabinet of like
for
just
us,
different
this is
things
a
that they can
reasonable
do.
accommodation.
Yeah.
And you
I mean,
guys,
you guys did fight life and death. You know, you gotta
Yeah.
get your bonuses.
Yeah.
We have OSHA in this world and other things that we have to accommodate for other races on government vessels.
it's not OSHA, it's common decency.
Well, that too, but you know, you put in a little extra work, little
I
extra
might
effort.
be a demon, but I'm not a dick.
You may be a demon, but you have standards, unless it's someone's wife.
There's still standards.
Yeah. You at least tell the guy before you hop town.
Goodness.
No.
Oh no, not even a little cookie crumble.
He might not even remember it.
All right.
It's
So-
mind blowing.
Oh my god, I fucking love the puns. All right.
I'm trying my best. I'm trying to get a reaction on anybody else, but you're the only one getting it.
Bro,
I'm laughing over
I'm
here.
just
It's just I'm trying
cackling
not
like
to
a
interrupt too
goblin.
much.
I'm cackling like a fucking goblin.
Nobody else is reacting. It's not fun.
I
just kept
am.
my mic muted because there's too much background noise over here.
Ugh.
But
Yeah,
I've been
just good
sitting there
noise
laughing.
cancellation over here.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, you guys.
I was like about to back off and just be quiet because nobody was having
Oh
fun.
no, I'm laughing. You just.
Oh no, I'm
you
cracking up over
fun.
here, but I'm like, just like covering my mouth because I'm trying to let you enjoy it a little bit.
Harza, are you having fun?
I'm just laughing like a hyena.
I
As
mean,
always.
I'm with Lai. You can kind of guess that my sense of humor is a little skewed.
We're
What?
a little
At a
goofy.
guess.
I just don't want to steamroll. So
Nah.
Nah.
Nice.
Alright. So, oh, hi Loki.
hello.
Howdy.
You missed the
hello.
mind blowing puns.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so you guys get a nice, well, some of you guys get a nice night's worth of sleep. I mean, might be a little exhausting.
Sleep is for the weak.
Sleep is for the weak.
It's
Alright.
the weekend.
So,
I have a big strong
Cloud
Goliath.
beds.
Ah.
You're always recovered.
you're always recovered. So, all of you get barely any sleep. I mean, I'm assuming because, you know, Narza's, you know, brooding over the shit that happened to him,
Just-
and
it's
everyone
just
else is
pacing the
it's just
corridors
enjoying
of
the
the
meds.
ship.
Everyone else is just like banging their heart out. You just hear loud noises and shit, and the Nars is just sitting there like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker.
I
Like that
mean,
one
I
meme.
would say don't rock the boat, but we might be trying to.
Oh, the
my
boat's
God.
rocking.
Oh yeah,
The
the boat's rocking. Obviously from
This,
the lack of an anchor, clearly.
this is our last day in port, right?
Yeah, this is our last day in port. You guys are getting up at like 8 in the morning to set sail.
So you guys have your own quarters each. This boat is a full-on party barge right now.
Yeah,
It is pump. I'm trying to make up every dime I spent on this boat on this last night. It is a full-on rager.
People are
Luckily-
getting drunk. People are getting limbs potentially damaged.
Your rooms are all sealed. Like you don't have to listen to all the bullshit. You can go to bed whenever you want, but it's a full-on rager on this boat. And then at 6:45, the crew just literally throws people off.
Yeah. Do you think D&D would have potions to cure hangovers or no?
Absolutely, recovery potion.
All right. So you've
totally.
had you just stockpiled the recovery potions and you just kind of get up a little bit early and you start passing recovery potions to everyone. Jin.
Oh no, we're the officers. We don't have to recover. We just tell them to sail that way.
Oh
and
my
then-
god! So you can work as an officer with a hangover. Wait, then who's handing out all the recovery potions then?
Who said the crew is allowed to drink?
I mean, that is a valid point.
That is exactly how it works.
Oh
You have
my god!
a 12-hour limit from the time that you have to go to duty.
Yeah, my
12 hours
job.
before that,
Yeah.
you have to stop
job's
drinking.
the same.
Yeah, so it's a 12-hour bottle of throttle. So 12 hours, they had to stop drinking. If they didn't, they're going to be reprimanded.
Damn! I thought you were gonna be fun and let everyone drink and then hand out recovery potions to everyone.
Oh yeah, they're going to get the recovery potion, but reprimanding doesn't mean punishment.
Oh, okay. All right.
Daniela's on board, right?
Oh yeah, Danielle's on board.
Oh
Reprimanding.
no,
Oh,
that's the punishment we're talking about.
oh, but not the fun kind. Not the fun kind. It's sounding like
It's
a
gonna
not
start
very
off fun,
time.
but it's gonna get painful fast.
It's not punishment if it's not painful.
Yeah, it's sounding like
Yeah,
like a
I look
difficult
over at
time.
Daniela and I'm just like, you know what to do.
She's grinning. I'm really hoping you understood my pun.
Look, the crew can sail the boat without us.
Alright.
Oh my goodness.
Damn. No one understood the pun. Or did you?
I look
Never
I
mind.
look over at Akeem, I was like, I spent money wisely. The
I'm
Crew's
still looking at. I'm
good.
still looking at him with still got daggers
So-
in my eyes.
After a nice long night of recovery, you guys kind of get up nice and early to help out and kind of see Daniela with her whip out, kind of cracking at people, be like, "Get the fuck back to work!" And you see everyone saying, "Yes, Mistress Daniela Cueva, yes, Mistress." About half the crew.
So half the crew, I'm assuming more of Blackbeard's people because they were former pirates, so they're used
Yeah,
to like getting drunk.
it's mostly the pirate people. The privateers are like completely appalled because they're like, "This isn't a savory ship. What the fuck am I looking at?" See Daniela cracking the goddamn whip at everyone as a complete dominatrix.
Goodness.
And I ring my little bell and a guy brings a drink over to her.
Yeah, she takes a nice drink of it, and you see her kind of get a little bit more sloshy, and she starts like naming people by names and tells them to hurry the fuck up and get on the oars.
I'm like,
Whoa, now.
I look over McKeem, and I'm like, oh.
I'm just like I'm
Jin,
like literally tapping my foot from when I'm about to like step in and like stop all this stuff. I say no, have your fun. I'm racking up the details right now. Go ahead.
And it's like I
Jin,
turn
Jin,
away from him so he can't see me take a swig out of my flask, and I'm just like, I drain the whole damn thing. I'm like, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it.
Jin's just like, don't worry, guys. It's completely consensual. As Daniela's grinning, as the rest of the crew's like just smiling but crying at the same time. Listen, shit had to be done.
And I look over at him and I was like, it cost a lot more than what was in that box.
Bruh.
And you just see every man that's a bottom just crying.
And I'm just
Oh
like,
no.
it's okay. I will never hurt somebody who doesn't deserve it.
Exactly.
Wow.
So you see Daniela driving the boat. If you catch my drift.
Oh gosh.
McKeeb just like sweating profusely, like, dear God, this is happening on my boat.
Is McKean the captain?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
the
I'm about
captain.
to blow a freaking blood vessel right now, but I'm just trying to keep it
And I
keep
just look at him and
calm.
I'm like, Captain, I got this. Trust me.
I'm
I
like
will-
2 seconds from like just chopping him in the throat.
I'm like, Captain, you were gone for 6 months. The crew
Yeah, and I kind
knows
of
what they're
sense.
doing. They are proficient. They are professional. Yes, we hang loose. We get wild. We do dumb shit. Someone's gonna die.
No one's gonna die. Who the freak died while I was gone?
Like 15 people died while you were gone.
And at this, I'm just gonna
No.
chop him in the throat. I'm gonna chop him in the throat.
No, but the
Sheesh.
funny thing is no one from Blackbeard's crew would have died. It would have all been the weak willies that got hired
Yeah.
on.
It's all the drunkards and the fucking habitual offenders that I tried to acquire.
Why did you hire drunkards and habitual offenders to
Who
be on
else
this
was gonna
boat?
hire them?
Oh, my freaking God.
Listen, Jin has a lot of connections, but they're not the most savory connections.
I'm glad that my soon-to-be wife was on the boat, like keeping an eye
Yeah.
on you.
Any of the deaths were
approved
before she
everyone
could.
on air.
The ones who died were the ones she couldn't approve fast enough or deny fast enough.
Oh,
Jin would let people on in the hiring process, and then she'd be
Well,
asleep,
yeah, you have
and
to
it would be
have
at
a,
like
like,
3 in the morning,
trial
and then they'd
period.
come onto the boat, and they'd get drunk, and then they'd get killed by Daniela.
oh,
Or
wow.
get like pulled through some gear, or
Yeah,
like
just average boat things.
we lost somebody.
That was Loki. Hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
Take
Yeah,
5.
go.
I mean, obviously.
Just the sheer amount of chaos that is going on.
The
Just
sad thing is that you don't realize this is actually exactly how boats work.
Pretty much.
It is. This is exactly what happens while you're trying to get underway. Everything goes wrong.
Yeah.
Somebody fucked up somewhere. Someone didn't show up to work.
I've
God.
heard enough of it to have a pretty good idea that yes, it is insanity.
So my first 8 months in the Coast Guard, I almost missed a movement, which is a court-martialable offense, because I went out and partied the night before with my
Oh,
boss.
shit.
We all got hammered. I lived the furthest away from the boat. I slept through my alarms. It was like 9:30 in the morning. We were supposed to leave at 6. My boss called me like 48 times, and he's like,
Oh god.
you need to fucking get to the boat. Luckily, they blew a hydraulic line and had to replace it. I still made it to the boat in time to get underway. If I would have missed a movement, I would have been kicked out of the Coast Guard.
Yep.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It's funny, he pulled up the Beaufort wind scale. That's so outdated. That
Right.
scale was written in like the 60s.
Really? I thought it was a 50. I don't care.
It's 40s, 60s, somewhere around there, that time frame. It's just a very
Tis the old.
outdated. Yeah. It boating communities still use it, but no one else does.
Alright, I'm back. So what was up?
Oh, we were just talking about some other stuff.
Alright. Alright, so hold on, where the fuck are my notes?
McKean is about to choke me out.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
But it was all consensual. They all agreed to this. It was either this or being fired.
Out of a cannon.
It's
Yeah.
the fact that I'm gonna have to report the deaths that happened on the ship, though.
Oh no no no
Oh,
no!
it didn't happen on the ship.
Yeah, no. It was never on the ship.
No,
Okay.
no. It was in a bar or a brothel or an
Yeah, but at the
infirmary.
time, the people were still employed under our employer,
They never
right?
finalized the paperwork. The paperwork is never sent to OSHA, so there's no paper trail.
And they weren't
I feel like this is very
technically
like
employees
against.
yet because they were in their probationary period. So
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Okay, I know you really don't do alignments in your campaign and stuff like that, but I feel like this is really alignment in a lot of ways.
The point is though is like the crew has been a little bit hella chaotic for the past like 6 months.
and I'm
Because
full chaotic
Jin's been
neutral.
yeah, Jin's like he ran the boat how he would want the boat. So
And
you're
at this
coming back
point,
after 6 months.
I'm just gonna
But
be like, okay, I'm awake now. Everybody,
but you have to
I,
realize it's a well-functioning boat.
Yeah, it's a well-functioning boat. He made it like a
nobody died
well-oiled
when I
machine.
was a kid.
They
Nobody died
weren't
while I
real
was kid.
employees. They weren't real employees. Okay, they were in their trial period. Okay,
And they didn't
think of
die.
college hazing. Think of college hazing. They're not real pledges yet. They're only pledges.
And they didn't die on the boat. They died like on the pier
Yeah.
or in the water. It was never on the boat that
Yeah.
they died.
No.
They were never on your property when they died. They were on the state's property or they were in the water, which is God's property.
Yeah. Exactly.
The more you explain this, it's just sounding worse. It's
That's
not
the
helping your
point.
case,
That's
man.
the point.
We've already dealt with the legal ramifications of these deaths. It happened. We dealt with it. Your fiance handled 90% of it.
Yeah. And
I'm
anytime
just
something
saying there
bad
were
happened,
a few deaths.
she handled all the paperwork and just would like sigh. Like anyone would die in front of Jin, and he'd be like, "Oh shit," and Layla would just pop up and be like, "God fucking damn it."
And work her magic.
Yeah, she'd work her magic. She'd make all the paperwork go away.
Yeah, and with that, McKean is just gonna get more and more pissed off, and then proceed to choke him out more.
Have you ever
So
considered
the
that Jin
flag
might
that
enjoy
says-
this?
Yeah.
I don't care. I mean, if he passes away, he's gonna die with a smile on his face, right?
As he's
Quick
choking,
question.
I'm
So
looking at
the
Daniela.
flag that says, but did you die in the stateroom, is that ironically placed or purposely placed?
Purposely.
Purposely, yeah,
Okay.
I assumed.
100%.
All right, so
And as McKean's choking me, I'm looking over at Daniela and I'm just giving her the biggest shitty grin that I can possibly give her. And I'm hoping that he chokes me to the point I pass out.
she's just kind of licking her lips and just like stops whipping the people. It was purely consensual whipping too. Okay, like you can't get angry at them. It was purely
And
consensual.
I'm just like looking at her like, we did so good. We did so.
You're like best 6 months ever.
Yeah, but before like he's about to like pass out, I just like smacked the dog crap out of him. It was like, wake your ass up.
And Daniela just sighs and puts the whip away, and she's like, "Fuck, the fun's over."
Yeah, it is over. Hey, y'all get it together. No more drinking. We're gonna make this thing a real well-oiled machine. No more illegal hires and people dropping dead on this ship. All right,
She
let's
just
get ready to head out.
sighs. You just hear the biggest sigh just leave
Sheesh.
Daniela's mouth.
And I'm like, you do realize that this ship is already well oiled and 100% functional, right?
Oh, it was.
Daniela is like kind of caressing her whip and just kind of like sad.
And, and I like look over at him like, we can
Before
go,
he could say one more word, I'm gonna be like, I advise that you shut up.
like we can go right now. You say the word, and we're gone.
No, I didn't say you can go. I
No,
said shut
the
up.
ship can go.
The ship
Like,
can go.
you say the word, and we're underway in less than 5 minutes.
Well, I did
I will
say
say that the boat is running much smoother than when you were running it, but at the same time, he's had 6 months to refine the kinks.
at the end of the day, like this new ship was just assigned to me, and then I wasn't on the ship. I was like
Yeah.
fighting spider.
So in theory, he ran the boat better than you.
But
Nobody died when I was on the ship.
no one on our crew died. Yes, people died that were assigned to the ship, but they weren't part of the crew.
Assigned keyword to the ship.
Yeah, that's
Can't
pledges.
help it if a dumbass falls off a crane. He fell. He didn't have his safety gear on. He just fell. He was a dumbass.
I would have made sure that like people had their safety harnesses on instead of just going up and be like, "Hey, just get it done. I don't care."
Respectfully, think about it though. You can control about 30 people yourself. Once it gets up to like 80 to 100, dude, like that's just like
There was
too
over
many people.
1,000 people on this job.
Okay. All right. You know what? I'm going to just let you have it just one time because this ship that we did have was a crew of like under 30. I believe it was 27 people
Yeah, it was
and
27.
stuff. It was 27. So like we do have a larger ship, but
I'm not
then
in charge of the dock crew. I was in charge of our crew.
Yeah, the dock crew's what
Just
died.
because the dock crew fucked up, I can't handle it. Yes, maybe I took him out to the bar the night before and got him hammered, and he fell off the end of the scaffolding. But
that's
he should have put his
irresponsible.
safety gear on.
No, he's not responsible for how much alcohol they put in themselves. He just
That's-
handed them the bottle, paid for the alcohol, and made a couple deals.
He didn't even do that. I just showed up at the bar and said everything's on me.
As no nonsense as McKeem is, he's not here. He's not hearing this. He's not hearing
All
it.
right. Anyway, after the whole debacle, Layla's just like, the boat's ready. After you guys are done, like as y'all are still bickering over the morality of his actions, Layla's just sighing.
I'm assuming that you like upgraded the area where we go and where we store prisoners at, correct?
Find the upgrade.
Did you upgrade it?
He
They
said
cannot
define
escape.
upgrade.
Did you expand it so where we can hold more prisoners or possible people trying to commit a mutiny or any other crime on the ship?
Oh yeah, the brig is substantial, magically warded, and can hold pretty much anything but me.
Why would you make it? Yeah, you just had to include that part. You knew where I was going with that, didn't you?
Yeah.
I was about to say, all right, cool, take this
It
man
would
away.
be in Jin's character though to do that.
Freaking. I'm gonna kind of go and tell them to stay away anchor, and we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here.
All right,
Should I
Layla
roll
was
a
already
deception
on
for
that. Huh?
Okay.
What,
Hmm?
Rimmer?
Do you want to try? I rolled a deception on it.
Of what?
If the prison can hold me.
Dude, I was just gonna give it to you for free, dude.
I mean, I rolled a 29, so...
Dang.
Your lies were so good they came to reality.
He
and with
just
this,
doesn't know it can actually hold me.
Bro, you were so drunk getting it signed, bro, you forgot you put that in as like a joke, and then they actually did it. Alright, so
Sorry.
Layla's just kind of, barking orders at people as you guys are, talking or whatever. And once y'all finish up, she kind of looks at you guys and says, Captain and useful rogue. And she's kind of like looking at you, Jen. She's like, we're ready to go.
You can just call me quartermaster.
She sighs
Nah.
and says, titles are for people who deserve them.
Ouch.
I kind of like look at her and like be like, exactly.
You're the unofficial quartermaster at this point.
Dude just gave himself a title.
I mean, he has put in work for 6 months, so I mean, I
He
think
put in work. He put in work, but did he get promoted? No. No one
he
officially
did the
promoted
work of a
this man.
quartermaster for 6 months and paid himself accordingly.
And with respect, that is exactly what my position would be on the boat.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not actually in the hierarchy of command. Like, the quartermaster is completely separate. And all they do is maintain the morality of the crew. And
You gonna
Morality
maintain the
of the
morality
crew!
of the crew when you're freaking immoral. Explain this.
the crew has never once complained.
Yeah,
Right.
they never
Okay.
complained. They begged for more. And Daniela just kind of nods.
I'm just gonna kind of like snap my fingers real quick to call over like one of those random like
All right.
servants and stuff.
You see one of the servants, Billy, he runs up to you and says, yes, sir?
Wait a minute, is this the same Billy from Island 1? What?
No, I'm just saying it's a different Billy. Well, I mean, it
Okay.
could be Billy. I mean, I don't know. He could have grown up a little bit.
Okay, I mean, if you want to put him on the boat, put him in boat. This is gonna be
I don't know.
awesome.
I just was saying Billy. I don't know. It's just some random guy.
Okay, I was gonna have a
goddammit.
What? What?
I don't know Billy. I don't know
No,
who you're
it's just some
talking about.
it's just some random guy named Billy.
Makeem knows Billy.
There-
We
there-
say it's Billy's mom.
This is a random Billy. It's a different
Dang.
Billy.
I wish it was.
I'll name him Bobby.
Okay.
Well, you got
Name Billy,
attacked
let's
by
do this.
a
Oh my god, it'll be so much fun. Tie it back to the first island. Do it.
I mean,
I'm gonna
you
have a
have
special favor.
connections.
I have special favors if it is the actual Billy.
I wasn't planning on it, but I'm fine. All right. Billy came all the way from Island 1 and heard you were recruiting for a crew. And he's like, "Oh, hi, McGeem. It's been a while."
You've grown up. How's it been going with the apothecary sister? No, what's her name? She was in the Church of Odontology.
Oh, the Church of Odontology. He kind of scratches his head and he's like, "Oh, Samantha. She's taught me a lot of things. We'll say that."
I just kind of wink at him. I need you on a special assignment. I need you to go around and do a quality control with the crew and see if they're happy with the way the quartermaster has been running things. Keep
Oh,
it kind of hush hush.
I've been doing
No.
that for months.
Oh, so you have lists of things that he's been doing then.
Yeah, he just pulls out a list and it just says like every single person that she's been whipping has been loving it and loving the working conditions.
Okay, so they've been loving the working conditions. No
Yes,
complaints at all?
Specifically the whipping.
I'm gonna like thumb through it a little bit and stuff. And just kind of pinch the bridge of my nose. Oh, I did not want to run like a dominatrix ship. What the heck is this?
He's like it's been boosting. He's been like it's been boosting morale.
I look over and I'm like, I know how to run a ship.
You see
It's the
specifically
fact
though
that you
that
know
she
how
was
to run
whipping
a ship in
specific
real
people.
life, is I can't really argue with it. So I'm just like, got out of character. I'm like, well, he's right, but then in character, I'm like,
No, that's why I made my character a smuggler.
Yeah.
So I knew you guys were doing stuff that had seaborne campaigns, so I made my character specific so I could help you guys out in your campaigns.
Yeah.
ugh.
So basically though, you just get like plenty of affirmation of people praising Daniela. You notice though that she didn't whip anyone that didn't want to be whipped. That was just their early morning motivation. Think of it as their prayer. Would you take away their religious prayer?
At the time I checked, McKean prayed to a totally different god. But okay, we got
Okay. So
succubus.
are you gonna they pray to the succubus? Billy is kind of half and half. He still prays to Adontology, but he worships Daniela Cueva.
How are you gonna worship Daniela Cueva? What, you gave up on Samantha? You're
Samantha would
cheating on her
understand.
now?
Samantha would understand. She
Nah,
doesn't.
fam. Pidgey. Pidgey.
No. She knows. Samantha's the odontologist church lady. Okay, you know odontology, bro. They do
Okay.
it's all about ass. Ass is ass. Ass is ass. You don't give up
I was
on
about to
ass.
snitch on this man. I was about to say
Nah.
snitch on him.
Samantha's been doing everyone in the church. What do you mean? She just took a special liking. She's like, scrumptious 5'2", 5'2" man alerted, spotted, 5'2". Legal 24-year-old man who just looks short.
Goodness.
Spotted.
Okay. All right. Well, as long as it's been boosting morale, I guess, but no one else dies. No more funny freaking business. You keep that stuff to your quarters from here on out. Okay?
Daniela nods that she will keep her prayer and worship in her own special chambers.
I'm pretty
And-
sure they probably built like a temple to her on some section of this freaking ship somewhere. No sacrifices. Sheesh. Or anything like that, because I remember that from Island 2.
Yeah. She sighs and is like, fine, no sacrifices of lives. Alright. Man, I did not plan for the session to go this way. I fucking love this shit. Anyway, the session's honestly more of like kind of an in between filler session of just like kind of shooting the shit on the ship and then going through the thing. I do have plans for the going to the in between. I mean, that was the main thing on the session I had planned, so we should probably get onto that.
Yes.
So basically, as all this has kind of been going, I'll say that the boat's been kind of going for about like a couple hours because boats take a while to move. Even what is it? How fast would a galleon move? Like
3 to 4 knots.
3 to 4 knots. Okay. So yeah, pretty fucking slow. Oh wait,
So
no, hold
you're
on.
looking at like if you're going sail power under a boat that size, you're looking at like
Okay, a
8
galley
knots
says
max.
4 miles per hour, so 96 miles a day. It
If that.
says. That's what D&D says for the ships of the realm.
But you're going with the galley. The galley's a lot smaller than what we're saying.
Oh, a galley's smaller than a galleon?
You said it was a 200-foot boat, right?
I don't know. I was saying it was a galley.
Okay, galley.
Or
So
I was saying like a galleon. I don't know. I thought a galleon was
Like
like
200, 250 feet.
how big is a galleon? Wait, is a galley and a galleon different? Oh, there's a difference between a galley and a galleon. Whoops.
much big difference.
I don't know. I say them interchangeably.
I know. That's why I was confused.
I'm retarded.
That's why I was confused. You were telling me one thing and then you just switched it up on me.
I think the other ship is the one we had at first. It was smaller than the one that we got
You originally
upgraded
just had a
into.
sailboat.
It was a sailboat.
Wait, no, not so. Hold on, what was? Yeah, no, on this thing, yeah, a sailing ship,
Mm,
which had 30 crew and 20 passengers,
right.
and
So
then you
that'd be
guys
a galleon.
upgraded 2 tiers to a galley,
All right.
which has 80 crew. It says.
All right.
So
Yeah,
it'd be about a frigate for
frigate.
us.
All right. I guess they don't have galleons. I thought a galley was a galleon.
No, they're a little bit different. It just depends on where you're getting your terminology from.
Oh. There's comparison.
Galleys are from Spain. Galleons are, if I'm not mistaken, are from Rome.
Oh. Wait, so that's a galley, that's a galleon. Okay, yeah, no, it's supposed to be a galleon, yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna say it. Fuck the D&D sheet. It's a galleon. That's what I was imagining. Was like the Pirates of the Caribbean type shit.
Okay. Like the Black Pearl.
Kind of hold on. Galleon ship. It's supposed to be like the Spanish galleon image that I pulled up on Google. It's supposed to be like this, like a big ass boat. And there's like even bigger boats than this, I assume, right?
Okay, yeah, that would still fit in everything that we're doing. It's so that boat's about 165 feet. It's got 10 main guns, 12 secondary, 2 sail, 4 schooner. So you're looking at about a crew of 100 plus.
Okay, so about like 120, not the 80 that I was thinking. Okay.
Well, that's not including us.
Yeah.
It would take a crew of about 100 to run that. And
Okay.
then just with their shifts and everything else. It'd be a little bit bigger than the picture. You could probably drop it down to a 50-man crew if we're rationing.
Nah,
If
we
that's
don't
what
need
we
a
want to say.
ration. So we're about
Okay.
100 men. Okay. So I was a
Okay.
little bit off, and my terminology's a little goofy. Basically, the point is, it's supposed to be a galleon. I just said galley whenever I was looking at the sheet. It's supposed to be that. It's supposed to
People
be a
look at
much.
that and it's like that's what we came over to the Americas on, but that's not what. That's not a seagoing vessel. What we came over on was like a ferry. It was minimal crew, minimal surplus, minimal wind sail. Get us over there as cheaply as possible to unite the colonies.
Yeah, we have the nicer stuff because this was a military funded vessel. So whatever the equivalent of this is, this is kind of what I was thinking of. Much bigger than a caravel is basically the point.
You're good with that. We can
Yeah.
make that work.
Okay. Sorry about that. So basically, you guys kind of see this kind of aesthetic where the waters and the stuff get darker as you guys get closer to. I don't want to say portal, but like the barrier between the rings. The water is not nearly as harsh as Torden's Island, as that was a very, very dense mana area. Based on the chart we were talking about, it would probably be around like a like a 6, like about a 7 versus Torden's Island would be more of like an 8 on that scale. So pretty close, but not like exactly, if that makes sense. So you're nearing Gale. It's kind of strong. The crew's prepared and everything. They knew this was going to be a bit of a harsher journey, but you know they're prepared. I just moved the players over to this to kind of keep like on Roll20. Peyton has it open. They have some images. I don't know. Let me pull up my D&D notes though real quick. So as you
Um,
guys enter.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Hakeem, do you want to take charge of the ship, or are you gonna take it, or do you want me to take it?
I'm gonna say Makeem is there, but not really like present in controlling the
You're
crew
the
and stuff.
captain. I'm the master and commander.
Huh?
Are you the captain? I'm the master and commander.
Yeah, you seem to have it so far. As long as nobody dies, and I don't have to beat the crap out of you. I'm just gonna be keeping my eyes on you.
So as we approach the barrier, we're gonna set dog zebra, which is we take everyone inside, we close every external hatch, and we use our sails to pass through the barrier.
You're using a lot of terminology I did not have prepared.
See, this is what I mean. I'm just gonna keep an eye on him. I don't know what he said either. I'm just like, okay.
And Richard's like, "Yep,
You-
check."
Yep.
I'm sitting here like, oh, this is very basic terminology. And I'm like,
Richard, please explain. I have to pee.
so I'm sitting here going, do I need to translate or should I just let them have it?
I mean, I would just gonna be like, hey, it sounds more cool if I just keep silent and
Yeah. I was just gonna describe the terrain and explain, how it's slightly different than reality, because you guys are gonna be getting into a current to slam into the barrier.
Yeah, we would have been fine with dog zebra.
Dog zebra just means we're not letting any like light in or out of the boat.
Okay.
So every single compartment is sealed 100%.
Yeah, that's smart. Alright, so you guys are having to get onto the current. You see the water kind of rushing in very harshly into the barrier, almost like it's sucking you in. You know that's part of the procedure. You guys have read the book for dummies to get into the second ring. You also notice a lot of ships that were not prepared properly scattered around this. There's an inlet and an outlet, like that reverse mountain image I sent in Discord. Just minus that massive corridor column kind of protecting you guys. Some
Are they
people.
disabled?
What do you mean?
Like, are they abandoned? Can we scavenge them?
It's more like the boats just kind of got jetted out from the barrier, either broken and completely destroyed in like little chunks. There is a lot of blood in the water that just doesn't sink. Because there are just that many people coming in and out dying because some fucktard just decides, hey, I'm gonna go through the second ring. I don't need to pay the money to get the proper equipment. And you see a lot of fishes hanging around the bodies.
I look
Only those
over at
aren't fish.
Daniela, and like me and her kind of like give each other a second glance, and we just like pop off the boat for a second.
You and who?
Daniela.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, definitely. Daniela just kind of flies off the boat with you, since you both have wings, and you guys easily come back with like a couple hundred gold worth of jewelry and shit that you just like pick up from the bodies.
We're just like,
Daniela just sort of hands off the blood money onto freaking McKeem and is like, here,
and I
maybe
do the
this will
same
make it
thing.
up.
I'm like, is this $5,000 worth?
You're like, I could go back for more.
I'm just gonna give him like that, give him like an exhausted look, and be like, I don't even want to ask where you got this from.
You don't have to. It just shows up.
I'm just gonna like put my hand out so he stops with that part of the conversation. I'm gonna snap my finger for someone to come and grab the stuff and put it in the treasury.
Layla just kind of walks up and grabs the stuff and just sighs, be like, "You're not gonna impress him with that." So,
God damn it.
so as you guys are like getting ready to get into the current, you also notice a vessel about your size, just jets out the other side, because you know how there's lanes, obviously, on a road. Imagine that, just like with open water, and
Have you
you
ever
hear a lot of
seen how the
screams.
Panama Canal works?
Huh?
Have you ever seen how the Panama Canal works?
No.
It's very similar to what you're describing.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, basically imagine that, just on the other side. You hear a lot of screams as a giant galleon the size of yours just jets out, and it's not in one piece, nor two, nor 70. A lot of bodies screaming on wood just kind of get flooded into the water. A
Whoa.
lot of little bits of jewelry, and you just see a bunch of fish just start gnawing on the people.
Anyone
Oh
still
my.
alive?
No, it's kind of over before it even happened. It just like
Whoa.
they got jetted the fuck out of the barrier, just like half alive. The ship just like, when you see an explosion and everything just goes flying. Imagine just in one direction, like the freaking Mount St. Helens explosion on the news and shit
Oh
from a long
my
time ago.
Dang.
And yeah, no, that entire crew just got murked.
Ooh.
Would you like to just grab
Circle
some
of
of their
life.
valuables? You want to jack their
I,
valuables real quick?
I don't even hesitate. Like I look over at Daniela and I'm just like, and we just both fly over.
You,
Because
you,
like they've been gone for so long that we kind of have our own thing going. I don't know if Daniela was in with them.
oh yeah, no, Daniela would go yoink shit with you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you just come back with another like couple hundred gold pieces worth of like random just odd knickknacks. You're just kind of flying around it, just grabbing shit.
Any math or anything like
See,
you're
that?
you're
they're
being
not gonna be using it anymore.
yeah, they're not going to be using it anymore, and you're looking for survivors, quote unquote,
Exactly.
aka people you can't rob.
I'm just gonna, as he gets back, I'm just gonna like at least tell me you grabbed something that we can send back to families.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. I grabbed everything.
Of course you did. The valuables, at least.
you,
Oh no,
Daniela's
everything. I am a loot goblin. Everything. This is like the 7th trip I made back.
yeah.
Oh, so you're
Just
just telling on yourself 7 times, right? Mm-hmm. I just have one of those little scrawl things that are scrawling out everything.
I'm
It's
just
like,
Bro's
no,
like,
like taking
continue.
trips as the
yeah. I'm
galleon
like,
just starts.
and I'll be back. And I like fly back out and like grab some more shit. I'm just like,
Makeen is
okay,
This has
here
secretly
you
just
just
been his
go.
building a
pastime
case
for the
against his.
past 6 months. This has just been his
Makeen,
pastime. Sorry.
Makeen just building a case with him and stuff. He's just like, I'm gonna
It's
send this
all
man to
legal.
prison.
It's all legal. It's goods of the water. You don't know who they were. It's not stealing. It's just some valuables you found in the water.
Oh
I'm
my gosh.
recovering evidence for you to prosecute this case if you need to go further.
Yeah, you just hand over all the identification and shit of like who they were.
Yeah, I'm literally giving you everything. I'm just recovering it. I'm literally not stealing anything. I'm just picking it up
Yeah.
and I'm putting it in front of you as the magistrate of the law.
I'm feeling major deception. Can I roll for deception? Because just like this is
It's completely
Please,
honest. It's completely honest. He's putting it in front of you. I mean, there's other shit, but like.
please, for God, roll deception against me.
oh my god. I feel like he's gonna win this. Bro.
Oh my god. So,
Hang on a second.
all right. When you're done with that, I'll explain.
Did you roll?
I don't know. He's
I'm
rolling on D&D Beyond.
Oh,
instead of deception, can I roll intimidation?
Well, it would be a You're trying to get through his deception, so I think wouldn't that be like perception or investigation?
Yeah,
I
perception, but
mean,
I
we'll
have
just roll
I
against each
haven't
other.
okay.
I thought y'all were rolling against each other.
Okay, so what are we rolling then? What is
If
that? A
you
wisdom?
roll intimidation, then I roll deception.
All right.
Okay. All
So you
right.
got a
Let's roll
24
it.
on deception. Because you rolled
25
twice.
with it's no, so it's that was before. So I rolled a 25 with advantage, a 21 without.
I have a 20.
At 20?
I lost. Yep.
Y'all are just chilling. So basically, as you guys are, doing your little thing, you feel the boat start to pick up speed. Speeds that a galleon shouldn't be going. I'm assuming a galleon goes about like 3 miles an hour then, compared to the galley being 4.
About 15
15.
knots in reality.
Okay, but 15 knots being.
Miles per hour, 16 and a half.
That is a lot faster than any of the other boats in the campaign. What the fuck?
They're not accurate at all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
So
Oh, I don't know D&D Warfare campaign.
it
I
was
know
saying 4
actual
miles an
warfare.
hour.
Yeah, I know actual warfare terminology. So
Yeah, we're going with that.
yeah. What do you want, warfare or D&D?
Warfare.
Okay, so a galley is gonna
Galleon,
be
like the big one, not the galley, the small. We have the big
all
two.
right. So a galleon, you're looking at a max of 20 to 23 and a half knots
Okay.
for speed.
So we'll say
Turning, if you drop an anchor, turning radius would be 30 to 70 meters, depending on depth.
okay. So we'll just say like a rough leg is moving about 20 miles an hour normally, or like
Okay.
17, or because I thought you said like 23 knots or whatever, so I thought that was
Yeah, like 23 is your max where you're gonna start dropping your sails and you're gonna start worrying about doing damage.
all right. So you guys are easily going faster than your max that you're supposed to be going because you're in the current now. That was to be expected. That's why you have the the magic, the rune stones, all within a day's work. So now you're going around like 30, 35 miles an hour. You're just kind of like going. You're starting to zoom comparatively for a boat.
I'm just keeping an eye on the sensors and stuff.
Yeah, the sensors aren't doing any strange readings. Everything's going chill right now. Some of the crew's like panicking a bit, more like the fresh rookies that Jin got, but everyone else is relatively well trained. It's more like the cleaning boys, the typical low ranked people that get paid like a shilling or some shit.
A little more.
I was saying like just basically obviously more money, but I'm just saying like
Oh no, I'm trying to trigger McKean to like
yeah.
they're gonna get paid a little more.
A little more than a shilling. Yeah.
Can I have the pay records that you've been paying everyone?
No.
Because I need to adjust that.
No.
No, you're going to give them to me now.
Alright.
I don't have them. Your fiance has them.
Yeah, she sighs and just kind of hands them to you, and they're all like, okay. Point is, though, is y'all have more things to worry about. Y'all are in the current, and you see the barrier rapidly approaching. You know when you're driving at like 70 miles an hour on a highway?
Hmm.
Imagine that with a multi-ton, many tons worth of inertia from a
Mm.
freaking like 35-mile-an-hour galleon. That's speeding for a boat of this size.
Am I in charge or is McKean in charge?
You'd be in charge probably for the the boat shit since you actually
I'm
own
just
McKean,
it.
keeping
you're
an eye
good with
on the
that?
sensors and stuff like that at the
All right.
moment and going over documents and drafts that he's put out while I've been gone.
Yeah.
All right. As we're approaching the transition period, we're gonna do some checks. So we're gonna adjust the sails to make
Okay.
sure that they can go all the way left and right,
Yeah. Yeah.
up and down. We're gonna make sure that we can move the rudder left and right.
Yep.
Make sure we're good to go. we're going to secure everything on the boat. Every goddamn thing.
Everything.
And then we're going to raise one sail and proceed through.
Okay. So, as you do all that, it's a very smooth transition. Until you hit the barrier, and you just feel like getting flung while not being flung, if that makes sense, okay? So, you know when you drink a little too much, and you have that falling sensation, but you're not falling?
I'm a
Yeah.
demon. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You're what?
I'm a demon. I have no idea what
Oh,
you're
yeah.
talking about.
I'm
I've
saying...
never drank too much in my life.
Oh yeah, sure, my bad. So, basically, you're getting that falling feeling, but imagine it instead, but as inertia. So, as you hit that barrier, you're standing still, and it just feels like you're just got slammed, like, into the fucking wall as hard as you can, like, bone-crushing levels of just inertia. It's, like, sickening for many people. Everyone, roll me a constitution check for me, real quick.
I was gonna say, can we roll Constitution on this? Because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be unconscious.
Including me?
Yeah, everyone on the boat.
Wait.
Despite the fact that I have a constitution of 16 plus 3, I rolled a 6. That's crazy.
A Constitution saving throw, right?
Yeah, Constitution saving throw.
Oh, it's a saving throw.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. It
Well,
might be different.
just
Yeah,
add
horrible.
the modifier for your saving throw. Bro, Ari's the one person who's just chilling.
16.
Okay,
I
but-
don't know
but you
how I
re-rolled.
Got it.
failed that.
All right, so
Drop.
I've set up a
Mickey
hammock in
got 2
Torden's
plus
room and I'm just
1.
snoozing.
so Ari's just chilling on the hammock, the magically enchanted bed hammock thingy. That's very comfy. You're just like chilling in there. You heard there was gonna be some turbulence, and you went to your safe space. And you feel like a little bit of a thud. You feel your hammock move like maybe an inch, and you're like, "Huh, is that the barrier?"
Yeah.
Torden, you just kind of fall flat on your ass and are just like a little bit kind of jarred. Just due to your size, you know, it affects you a little bit more. You know, mass and everything. So
I like to think I was just like mid sip of something, like tilting head back as that happens, and that's why I fell over. Just like I'm gonna take this long swig from the Duke. What the fuck did we just hit?
And you get like whatever it was up your nose.
all right.
Pretty much.
McKee,
More on the chest.
you kind of fall to your knees a little bit and are just kind of holding on. Since you re-rolled, I was trying to tell you to just change the modifier. You still would have failed. Basically, point is though, is you still just kind of fall and are kind of holding on. You're Jin. You kind of smugly are drinking like, yeah, no, the barrier's about to hit, and you just kind of get flung, kind of like a couple feet back, as you're like trying to take a sip of your gin out of your flask.
And it like spills on me, and I'm like, I just like wipe it off and like finish the flask.
Yeah.
I'm like, here we go.
So, as you're kind of chilling and doing all that shit, everyone's just kind of like stumbling around. The waves and the wind are crashing exponentially harder. The outside looks much different. You see a very large, kind of bluish kind of void kind of surrounding you. It looks like very dense mana, just like kind of slamming into the ship. But you notice that the rune stones start to kind of light up and glow, and they start making kind of a little bit of a sound. It's not a very pinpointed sound, but like imagine like tinnitus sounds, kind of like that. So it's a little bit of fucking annoying, but it's better than getting crushed.
Really? You're gonna run tinnitus on me?
What?
I mean, I basically have that permanently, so trust
So
me,
do I.
it gets annoying.
So do I.
Damn.
Sucks, right?
I get mild tinnitus occasionally. My dad has it permanently, and it's fucking terrible.
Yeah, I I cannot hear certain people talking because of my tinnitus range.
Yikes!
Yeah.
I know how bad
So
that
for
is.
me,
That
it
bad?
sounds like you know how crickets and grasshoppers and everything sound in the summertime?
Yeah.
I hear that at all times.
What? Yeah, that's me. 100% of the time.
Yep, crickets. Like freaking
Peepers.
cricket.
We call them
It's below
peepers up here.
freezing
It's
outside.
frogs that
Why am I
just
hearing
like
crickets?
beep, 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 all the time. That's what I get.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Peepers.
I'm glad
Are
I
you
don't
gonna
have
answer that?
tinnitus. It's terrible.
I can't stand not having some kind of actual noise going just so I can kind of tell what I'm hearing isn't real.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's like, no, crickets are not going in the middle of the winter when it's below freezing outside. Really, they're not.
All right. So as the runestones start, making that really obnoxious fucking sound. It sounds more like kind of like that mixed with kind of like wind pressure kind of pushing out to relieve the stress of the magic. So it's very uh airy on the ship. I don't know how to fucking describe it. Besides that, you see most of the crew kind of falling on their asses, kind of like half the crew about is kind of on their asses passing out because they just feel like they got hit by a fucking semi truck. The rest of the crew who's actually done this before is kind of standing up pretty chill. Um, Narza, you would have a bit of a jarring experience because I would say that you would have come over on like an actual travel vessel, which is like a nice, smooth, sleepy, eepy ride where you get on, you get to go through with no problem. This is like official equipment. Um, unless you're like a general, you don't have a privatized craft that is basically millions of dollars. So this is what normal people have to do if it's not a official craft that is like built for it with like very very specialized equipment. This is the normal, hey, you're a sailor, you want to buff up your boat to be able to do this. This is your kind of like one-stop shop kind of thing. Uh, Jin, you would have actually had experience with this though, because you are a smuggler. It would make sense that that's kind of how you go from like ring 1, 2, 3, and I think I have tieflings in the fourth ring. I'm not 100% sure. Do not quote me on this later. I need to write this up more later. But point is, you would have some
All right, we'll
experience
quote
with
you on
this.
this later.
Yes, of course. But yes, Jin, you would have some experience with this. That's kind of why I'm also having you take point, is your character would be the most experienced out of the crew doing this because moving goods for certain people would be up your alley. So moving people is within your specialty. I don't know if
Can
you
you
knew.
rephrase that last line one more time?
I said moving
Moving
people would
people.
be your specialty.
Moving people to their specialty is my profession.
Yeah, moving people to their specialty. Yes, potentially.
Not moving people
So
is my specialty.
what's going on?
I just was saying that the entire crew is kind of really jarred, feeling like they got hit by a semi truck. You would feel very odd because you came from the second ring to the first ring, but it was a long time ago and it was on a official like travelers. It's like getting on like a plane versus making your own plane, jerry rigging it, and it's like the typical way because you can't move a boat through something with people on it without a very specific device. So this device is like the typical way normal people would be going between rings if they're like bringing stuff with them that's not just themselves. So the only person who's really used to this would be Jin and Tonic because he is a smuggler, so he'd be used to kind of going in between the rings. So this is not his first rodeo doing it this method. You would have come through on the official like buses that are like planes.
So what we have is a trans-dimensional transportation line.
Yeah.
And what you're coming over is the transcommutal transportation line.
Yeah, basically.
Be right back. I'm gonna eat something.
Okay. So you guys are getting kind of shaken around. I have the roll 20 image if y'all want to see it. Whatever. If not, I don't know if y'all are in roll 20 or not. There's not really anything I have planned for roll 20. I just was putting images up. Where am I? So as you're kind of looking at the sensors, you notice one of the sensors kind of going a little bit yellow. It looks like one of them on the fuck. Hold on, where's my anatomy of a ship? I saved this for this.
Front, back, left, or right.
Huh?
Front, back, left, or right.
I was gonna say kind of like the front where the little the front of the ship with the little long stick. I fucking can't remember the name.
The bow and the bow stem.
The bow and the bow stem. Around there, you notice one of the sensors is going a little hinky dinky, and it's going a little yellow. And you see some more steam on it than the rest of the ship. I'm saying steam; it's more like air, but you get my point. So the crew's having a little bit of a problem with it, but it doesn't look too difficult to fix. Would one of you guys like to go over there and try to roll like an Arcana check just to, check on it, make sure it's not gonna like fucking blow up and have the entire ship die?
I'm not good at Arcana, but can I grab someone and take them with me that is good at Arcana?
Am I still technically in charge of the ship?
Yeah, you're still in charge of the ship.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and come to all stops, and we're going to figure out what's wrong.
So wait, you're gonna like how are you gonna come to all stops? Is there still like a current just like kind of dragging y'all through?
1 second, I'm
Okay.
chewing.
Okay. I'm letting you cook.
What we're going to do is we're going to come down to bare steerage, which means we are taking off forward propulsion to the point where we can maintain steerage and then continue on until we can diagnose what the problem is.
Okay, so you're taking down the sail and you're just kind of like riding the current right now until you can figure it out. You're basically trying to take it down to as slow as possible.
Yeah, probably like a half sail, so we have
A little
some
bit of
headway.
steering prepped.
Yeah, but not a full sail. We're gonna come down, slow down, evaluate the problem, make sure we can keep heading in the direction we want to, and then figure out what's going on.
All right. Would you like to have like Torton go over, because he is a cleric sorcerer. He would have probably a pretty high Arcana. Or would you rather try to have like Ari go over, since she's an artificer who's a little bit smarter than the rest of the group?
Yeah. My Arcana sucks, but I could probably investigate it and figure it out. Maybe.
I'm just gonna be like, anyone know what's going on, and let them do their own.
All right. So you want to send both of them over to kind of like have the book for dummies in front of them and try to figure it out. All right.
I'd like to go with investigation on this one.
All right. Well, investigation would be a part of it, yeah, but there would be some Arcana elements potentially.
Does she get that first roll or second roll?
She gets it both. So as you're looking at it, would you be on Torden's shoulders, just kind of looking at it, because it would be a little bit higher up?
Probably.
All right, so you're just sitting on Torden's shoulder with a wrench and some other stuff, and as you're kind of like clanking on it, just like, the fuck is this rune thing? This is weird. I haven't seen this before.
Hmm.
You kind of start looking at the book and you're flipping through pages. Um, Torden's hearing nothing from the sound, but your ears are just getting absolutely fucking blasted.
I would pump my earplugs in.
Yeah. Okay. So as you put in the earplugs, you're looking at it, and it appears one of the rune kind of sigils on it got a little bit
Hmm.
cracked. So as we all know, duct tape fixes everything.
I have duct tape. I would totally have all the duct tape.
Yeah. So you get into your little stash of duct tape and you slap some duct tape on it, and it starts to hiss less, but there still is a little bit of a problem with it that you don't really know what's going on with it.
Yeah.
At least just with a basic investigation check. Would you like to try to roll an Arcana to see if you can?
I can
sense-
try.
All right.
I think Corden ought to roll on this one too, just in case. But
For
All right.
Arcana, correct?
Yeah, for Arcana.
yeah.
I got a nat 1. And it's
Oh
Ooh.
god.
You're
Wow,
both.
I only have
you
a
on that
3.
one.
I'm not very Arcana. I don't know why you suggested me for this
I've
one.
got like a 2 on Arcana.
So
So
our main magic caster just kind of looks at it and goes, magic. And our artificer who has magic Arcana. Oh wait, you got a 14. No, you're fine. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. You get a 14. You look at it and you notice some other aspects of it where you're kind of peering into it using a little bit of magic, and you notice one of its I don't want to say like chakra points, but like one of its little magical points is a little bit stressed and a little uneven. So you kind of reach on it, kind of touch it, and feel the magic in it just kind of pulsating a little harder on the top right. And you kind of realign it a bit and do some weird little bullshit you read in the book, and you're like, book says do something. You say some cool magic words and it works. And you're like, I don't fucking know where it came from, what this shit is. This is weird. You like your mechanical shit.
RTFM.
You're like, I
RTFM.
what's TFM?
RTFM. Read the fucking manual.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
I'm used to PFM.
Oh,
Pure fucking magic.
I'm used to nerds. If you live with a sysadmin, eventually you will hear RTFM. And it's like, okay, yeah.
All right.
So-
So it's chilling out. It's no longer hissing nearly as hard. It appears to be pretty good with a good old amount of reading the fucking manual and using some duct tape. You've jerry rigged the rune stone to be safe.
There, I fixed it.
You see a couple of the crew members, clapping, saying, "Thank God I'm not dead."
I'm just sitting there drinking my whiskey. out
No,
of my
thank me,
glass,
you're not
like,
dead.
Well, this could have been worse.
You are God. You're a little goblin just standing atop, basically a mountain to them, and they're just like putting up praying hands to you. Praise the
And then the
engineer.
little daydream bubble pops, and I'm, a little short shit on Torden's shoulder.
Don't know
Daydream
why, but I'm
taking
just
over.
picturing Toph with the whole I am the Melon Lord on top of my shoulders right now.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm imagining. So, as you guys kind of step away from the bow and the bow stem, it's chilling. It's no longer hissing, but you guys are putting a little bit of extra, security on it to make sure that runestone doesn't get all fucky wucky. So, about an hour passes without any hitches, and you're just kind of chilling. And you start hearing a really loud fucking noise. Really loud.
Checks the senses again.
The sensors are fine, it's saying. It sounds like cracking and popping and almost like a little bit of static. You don't
Sounds
know
like a
you don't know where it's coming from. You just hear it on the boat.
what the hell?
And as you're kind of like looking around, you hear someone scream, "Oh fuck, oh shit," as a fucking explosion from the under part of the ship kind of goes off.
Oh my goodness! Here
God,
we
not
go.
again.
I don't remember the under part, what it's called.
Bow.
Robert, help. Huh?
The bow.
The bow's the under part? Really?
The bowel.
Oh, the bowel. Okay. So, you guys just kind of instinctively, hear explosion underneath and just kind of run down. and you see one of the rune stones in critical red just kind of ripping some of the wood to shreds, and the two attendants that were
God.
watching it are in critical condition.
Oh god dang.
Wooden
Mhm.
splinters in their legs, some in their chest, some in their hands. It appears someone was drinking when they weren't supposed to.
Who was the one that was drinking? I want to know.
One of the military men actually.
Oh
This is
wow, yeah,
Hey,
you're
can I
big
hey,
problem
you're
than
can
a
I
frick.
tell
problem.
who it was?
Huh?
Can I tell who it was that was drinking?
It was just one of the guys that was assigned to you guys from the military to help increase the um.
Can I
Well,
know who
'cause
this guy was because he was
whoever it
assigned
is,
to?
I want to go up to them with my wrench and hit them in the shin.
You are perfectly allowed to go hit him in the shin. He's just kind of
Um,
screaming.
I hit him in the shin.
He is still screaming a lot, but a little bit bloodier now.
I'm gonna like stop her
What's the medicine
after
check
she
that I
I have
did?
a
hit him in
wrench-shaped
the
Is there
shin.
any way
wound.
for me to figure out if I can like stabilize him, make sure he doesn't bleed out on the boat?
Yeah. Do you have
Yeah.
like spare the dying by chance or whatever, or just like normal
I do.
medicine? Yeah. So you guys quickly just do a quick spare the dying, just make sure he doesn't bleed the fuck out, and you guys start bandaging him up. Torden, would you like to be so since you rolled it, you're just kind of patching everyone up, taking out the small
Yeah.
splinters and kind of doing like quick first aid. Um,
Can I see if I can fix the thing?
yes, you
Oh,
can look at
Um,
it. It
Can
is
I interject?
sure. Yeah, what's up?
well,
Am
sorry,
I
sorry
still
for not
in?
talking a lot.
Oh, you're good, bro.
So
Am
good.
I still in charge of the ship?
Well, yeah.
So we're gonna set general emergency,
Yeah.
which is going to make everyone set dog zebra throughout the ship, which will entitle enclosing every compartment that can be enclosed into its own compartment.
Okay. Oh, so like if this like fails, like it'll only affect this part of the bellow or
Stop the
bow.
whole
Yes,
thing from going down.
yes.
Okay.
This is exactly where the Titanics failed, and every
Exactly.
other boat past them succeeded.
Okay.
Yeah, they had all
It's
the damn doors thrown open.
well, no, it wasn't the doors were thrown open. They had doors, but they did not have overhead compartments sealed. So the
Yeah.
ship just progressively flooded over and over and over again. Compartmentalizing a ship is each individual compartment is watertight. There will still be
Yeah.
air pumped into it, but it is watertight. There's a door on both ends. You can knock it in or out of that compartment without going through that door or through the ventilation shaft. Ventilation shaft is only 8 inches for a specific reason because that limits the amount of water that can go through the ventilation shaft into another compartment.
Ah, so you can shut off the ventilation shaft if you have to as like a last
E-
resort.
Exactly.
Okay, that
And
makes
Dog
sense.
Zebra is closing everything.
Including the air
Every
vent.
Yes, everything on the ship gets closed. Every window, door, hatch, ventilation, everything gets closed when you set Dog Zebra.
Okay.
I
That
thought
makes
that was
sense.
just normal zebra. I thought dog
Oh no,
zebra was light.
X-ray, X-ray,
Yeah, X-ray.
X-ray is when you close everything.
But
Sorry, it's been a minute. I've been
all
retired
good. No, I was sitting here. I was like,
for
yo,
years.
dog zebra is light.
No,
Why is it
yoke
getting
is
light?
yoke is normal, and then zebra. No, not X-ray should be everything, right?
Yeah,
Because that's when you're shutting sanitation, ventilation, everything.
everything is shut down.
Yeah, so X-ray.
Okay. So after doing that, Ari's on point to see what the fuck is going on. You
Yeah.
see a large, just kind of like lots of wind pushing out. Water's just kind of starting to try to flood into the room. The two people are being, tended to by Torden right now, but he'll be available to help you out in a little bit. Um, you're looking around. This is all just kind of like very easy observations. You see a
Yeah.
nice hole in the hull, but
Hmm.
um, it's probably a couple, about a foot, like in kind of like diameter. So it's a decent hole, but it's not something you can't fix up. It's at a weird angle
Yeah.
that we're gonna have to like kind of doctor the planks, or unless you got like a weird angled joint, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like in
Yeah.
that weird kind of curved spot, so you got to kind of fuck with the wood a little more than you would normally would if it was just like on a flat piece. And you're looking at the rune stone, and it's like red. It's like going bright fucking red. It is like looking critical. It could fucking blow. But luckily, you guys are there, and you look at the sensor part. The sensor part wasn't installed properly, it looks like.
The
Oh,
hell?
good grief.
As we all know, electricians are lazy fucks.
Yeah.
So, whatever the equivalent of the mages just wanted to go on lunch, and I guess they didn't fucking put the most important part in at the most important time.
I'm gonna like thumb through all of the documents of the people that worked on the ship and find exactly who it was and be like, okay, yeah, this guy's getting court-martialed.
Oh, go through the
So,
paperwork later. Let's fix the hole first.
question.
And I might have an answer.
Torton knows the rules, which is save the ship before you save people.
Yeah,
I'm gonna hand them pretty much tourniquets.
yeah.
Tell them to do it themselves. And you said there's a hole in the hole.
Yes, there's a hole in the hole. You got them at least to be triageable.
Yeah.
You're like, alright,
Um,
you're not
I'm
gonna die.
assuming Torton's been on boats for a while, right?
Yeah, no, you've traveled around the first ring pretty well. You know, you're a pretty well traveled man. And due to your experience on the Audra Chains, which is a bunch of small islands, you would be used to going around very rough, rocky fucking water. So you would be perfectly like, you see the hole in the hole, you're like, okay, I'm the muscle, I'm getting this shit done, and just giving Ari as much support as you fucking can. Just
Yeah,
not
because
even
the
an
water
instant.
would be pushing me back. I'm
Yeah.
like 40
Well-
pounds. There's no way.
I just want to point out that I would know how to erect K-type shoring pretty quickly if I had been on a boat for any length of time. So I just go and
What's-
grab some free wood and
What's
get to
K-type
work.
shoring?
Yeah.
K-type shoring.
Oh,
I
A
She
should
type?
be
said it's
going
on
over and
a
checking out this rune.
like a non-smooth part. It's
Yeah.
not a flat part. It's a rounded part.
Yeah.
You can put up a single piece of wood.
Mhm.
Like you'd normally put like something that's straight I-beam. Since I can't do that, I'm gonna put two parts of wood on one part of the ship with a piece of wood over it, so that the water just stops coming in.
Okay. Awesome.
So
So
sorry, you're asking two sailors. Oh wait,
I'm
can
like,
do this.
I don't fucking
I know
know. I'm
exactly
just
what I
trying.
would do in this situation.
I mean, this is literally your job for a long time, so it makes sense.
I did not want to step in. I was like, I know exactly how to stop this situation in like 3.5 seconds.
Alright, so as you're doing that, you just see Ari just kind of getting floated away a little bit and having to, like, fight against a little bit of the water as she's just kind of tinkering with the rune stone. Roll me an investigation real quick.
Which one?
Just investigation this time. Oh.
Okay, well, I just had.
Oh, you did. Oh, 17. You know what? I'll give you the 20. I'll give you advantage. You know, you're an artificer. You know, this will be stuff that you'd be like
Yeah.
fucking around with in books. You haven't
Mhm.
really seen many in person, but you at least know of them. It's not like
Yeah.
completely foreign. You just haven't
Yeah.
really had much hands-on experience.
I know the theory.
Yeah, you know the theory. So you're looking at this and you're like, okay, the mana is way too much for this rune stone, and you realize this is a lesser rune stone, not a normal rune stone like the rest on the boat. This is way too much mana being funneled into it, and you need a replacement, or to like slap a couple together to jerry rig just enough
Yeah.
pressurizing. It's basically like, you know, the weakest point of the boat's gonna fail first. The weakest
big of
link
an
is
area?
where it breaks. Huh?
How big of an area?
Yeah.
How
So,
big of an area
oh, how
is
big?
being affected?
Oh, okay. I would so it. I don't know, maybe like a quarter of the bowel area. Like the hole didn't get damaged too much, but it's more like the rune stone's the problem. The fact that there's already a 1 foot hole in there, and it's like still trying to like rip the wood apart is the problem. Because if it keeps going on too
Yeah.
much longer, it's going to fucking blow up half the hole.
Gordon, you're a storm giant, right?
Yep.
Do
You're
you have the
reading
ability
my
to
mind.
freeze?
Well, if it's just an overloading of circuits, I'm assuming it's electronic, right?
It's not electronic specifically, but it's mana in general. I could see you being able to try to like, convert it into like lightning magic if you just kind of like grab onto it and try to like force your way with it.
And then channel
Well,
it into something?
Yeah, that's more
yeah.
how I'm looking at it. Is like, you're a sorcerer.
You know
You know,
what? I just realized something.
Well,
I have mending.
I do too. That's what I was gonna do here in a second. But Torton would like to. I'm assuming that there's stuff that I could use for damage control. And one of the things I would like to do is I would like to pull out the largest nail that I could and just stomp it straight through the hole.
okay, you kind of like have someone, just run you. You just kind of yell at someone to go get you a giant fucking nail, and someone just kind of runs back with one. Like the biggest, 9 inch, whatever the
Yeah,
fucking nail is that you can
Yeah.
find.
pretty much enough to get to the water on the other side.
Okay.
I'm immune to lightning damage, so I'm going to channel this mana into lightning and cast it straight through the hole and into the water on the other side to prevent it from overloading the ship.
All right, so
Yeah.
you're
I
just
was actually
chilling.
gonna suggest I do it with mending and fix the
Oh, no, what I'm
damage.
doing is I'm lowering it so that you can do that without there being a risk of it, like, popping on you.
Yeah, he's turning himself into a
Yeah.
conductor.
Yeah.
So you grab onto it, and
Sacrificial
you're getting
diet.
shocked the ever living shit out of like hundreds of volts, and you're just chilling, and you just kind of shove that nail in, and you feel a little odd because you're in this massive mana well basically, and
Mm.
your connection to Thor's a lot more weakened. But since you're being a freaking conductor right now, you feel Thor just kind of looking at you as you just basically chain cast fucking lightning bolt into the goddamn water, basically free
If
of
they're
spell
standing straight up.
slots, and just basically cast it like over and over and over and over and over. And you're just like kind of jittering a little bit, but you're like, I'm immune to this. You know when you grab the little monkey grippers at the arcade or whatever that shock you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically that, and you're like, I'm vibrating a lot, but it's not damaging me. What the fuck?
I come down from the
And his
bridge
hair
with a
standing
bottle of
straight up.
mead, and I just like start pouring it down his throat.
You're pouring what down his throat?
Mead.
Yeah. You're like, this is a pretty good massager.
Like, I got this especially for you, buddy. And it's like
Mm.
it's a like a 5-gallon thing of mead. I'm just like pouring it with a funnel into his mouth while he's just tanking this.
I would just feel bad because I'm pretty sure I'd be arcing and sparking right now and just seeing somebody like, I'm just gonna pour alcohol down your throat. I'm like, yes, ooh.
Ooh.
Do you really want to stand that close to me?
Yes, I
I
do.
don't mind, but
You're controlling the mana pretty good. It arcs a little bit really close to gin and tonic, and it just kind of arcs right at his foot a little bit. But you keep the mana under control. You're a pretty chunky sorcerer, so you're used to large loads.
Oh my god.
So as you're just shooting all these lightning bolts, Ari, you have free reign on this little arcing spark plug, basically.
Yeah.
Ramron, I'm sorry, Jin, technically, you would probably have some spare rune stones on you, wouldn't you? You'd have a couple as replacements, like in the dummies guide, I'd assume, right?
Yeah, I mean we have resources set aside,
Yeah.
but how bad is this?
You're gonna need to completely replace this one. This one's like about to freaking like just shatter. It was way too much. So you're gonna have to basically do this like a fucking surgery. You gotta like rip it out, slam one in, do the little enchantment spell, all while Torden's taking all the fucking mana trying to like spit it out back into the
Yeah.
water. You're basically performing heart surgery.
Oh
Okay.
God.
We have an extra sail on board.
Extra sailors?
Extra sail.
Oh, extra sail? Yeah, you'd have some extra sails.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the extra sail. We're gonna throw it over the side with ropes attached to it. We're gonna take the sail and we're gonna pull it taut across where the hole is that's leaking the mana into the boat.
Okay.
So that's gonna create a barrier.
You're saying like a temporary barrier, even if it's only for like a couple minutes.
Yep. It's just a barrier, just to slow it down. To give
Okay.
Torden a little bit of time to consolidate whatever he has to do to keep pushing forward.
Okay.
So while the crew is holding that barrier of the reinforced sail in place on the external force of the hull, which would be pushing the water in, Torden's pushing the water out, we're going to go in and try to replace this ruin.
All right. So, as you guys are doing that, Makeem, would you like to help coordinate the people with Narza up top, just to kind of hold things tight, make sure that the sail doesn't get all fucky wucky? Hakeem? All right, he's AFK. So I'm just gonna say Makeem and the crew are kind of, you're telling him, hey, this is what you kind of need to do, and he's helping out. Narza's
Yeah,
just
hello.
basically,
This,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My net just
Oh
decided
no,
to
you're
say
fine.
goodbye.
No,
what I explained
No,
is a
but I thought I was.
standard damage control procedure. It's not anything outside of what any normal sailor would do.
yeah, this is pretty standard stuff. It's just tweaked for D&D. So
No, this is exactly how you do
Oh.
this in
Yeah,
reality.
it's kind of funny because we're all like, me and him were just like, okay, we know how to do this. This was in our red books. It's fine.
you're like, God damn it, I'm back at work again, and I retired.
Well, I think the
I
best
mean,
part
I did, he
is
did.
that I've done this before,
So
like
have I.
while the ship is sinking, and it's just like, oh yeah, this is kind of normal.
And it works. It works perfectly fine. All you have to do is slow the incursion of water. That's all you have to do. And a piece of canvas on the outside of the hull is all you need.
Huh.
You can stop a boat from sinking with a tarp and 4 ropes.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, the easiest way to do it, but I just didn't want to cheat, is you literally have a hinge piece of metal, and you stick it through, and then you pull it,
Mm-hmm.
and it flattens itself out on the other side of the hole, and all of a sudden, yeah, no more water's coming in.
Okay.
Then you weld it in place, or in this case, mend it in place, and then we just slowly put more wood over it until we can mend it.
Wood over it, and then you slap on the good old the rune stone, and then it stops the mana entirely. Okay.
Yep.
So
And where the canvas comes in is it's just slowing the intrusion of water.
yeah, and it's the magic it's magic sails. So you're just using one of the magic sails you'd have on standby in case the sail ripped. That it's mana, so it would slow the mana.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to break your game.
Oh no! I'm laughing. I'm smiling. I love this. I'm just like, oh shit! I'm saying something stupid. You're like, no. It makes sense. I'm like, oh okay. So I'm
No,
fine with
this is shit we deal with all the time, and we exactly know how to deal with it.
I'm like, am I saying something dumb?
You brought a shipboard campaign with 2 seasoned sailors.
Because Harry, how much sea time do you have?
3 or 4,000 hours.
No, how many years?
Oh, years? Are we going NOAA standards, like to get your?
How
about
long have you been assigned to boats?
16 years.
Okay. And then I have 7 years.
Sheesh.
So
Sheesh.
that's just on big boats, though. For me.
Oh, big boats. I'm looking at 10 years.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
We have nearly a decade, or we have nearly 2 decades worth of experience. So like we have like, oh yeah, no, this is happening. Oh, well, that's easy. All you do is this.
I've
I've
literally
never been on
stopped
one.
boats from sinking with a rag.
Holy fuck.
Literally,
Bro's MacGyver.
we got on a boat. They forgot to put the transom plug in, which is the little plug in the bottom of the boat where you let the water get out that got on the boat when you trailer it. They forgot to put the transom plugs in, and we were like, well, this is an easy fix. I tied a rag in a knot, pulled it, I shoved the other end through the transom plug, and I pulled it as hard as I could to jam it in place, and they drove back. Like
This is standard shit.
yeah. It's shit we deal with all the time.
Alright. So as you guys are doing that, as you're coordinating everything, Jordan is still arcing quite a bit, but the rag, or not rag, the fucking what the fuck is it called? The
Sail.
sail, my brain's starting to melt a bit. We get the sail all tight and everything, okay? I mean, that's the king's specialty. He specializes in tight things. Okay. Tightening up the crew. You know, he runs a very neat Nordic ship. Alright, so as he does
After
that,
that was Daniela's job.
and channel it into my event spell. That's what I was thinking. Is like both of you are like doing it well, but you're like having a tinker on the runestone is the thing, Ari. Is you're the surgeon? Like they're doing all the like side shit. Like this.
Yeah. We're just keeping the boat from sinking, and you're fixing the ruin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I could have done that and gotten the excess mana off of the rune so that we could swap it out. At the same time, fixing the boat.
I would assume that we'd have some sort of sacrificial analogs that would be constantly soaking up some of the ruin, or the mana.
Okay, I think we're getting too deep here.
I'm getting lost. I'm just lost at this point. I'm like, this went from we have to fix the rune to well, this is how this would work, and this little jerry-rigged puzzle.
So,
Oh
no,
yeah, no,
Jerry,
we went
Just
way further than expected.
supercharged
Bob
men,
got.
so it
Yeah.
fixes it better than new.
So-
so as everyone's just jerry-rigging this
Oh.
shit, Ari's like, I'm just gonna take this mana and put it here, and then mend it so that the boat's not destroyed anymore. As she's fixing this shit
Exactly.
with wrenches, and is like, you could have just like used the mend spell instead of used a sail.
Yeah. And then I can totally use my wrench as a wand, basically. So I can legit point my wrench at it and you know, mend, and
Assuming
boom, I
we're getting
fixed it.
close to the Isles or something.
All right, do you have your own little special space on the like we established? You have your own little special cabin, right?
No,
Yeah.
I was staying in Torden's cabin.
Yeah, but you have your own little like private cabin in Torden's cabin.
Yeah,
Then, like,
I
do
hide
your
out
own
in his
little-
bag of holding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a bag holding in his cabin that you can like. I feel like all of this energy is being transferred over there, and you're just like storing it in capacitors. Like,
I totally
you're
would.
just you're just like
Like if it's
yeah,
an ongoing problem, I
everything's
run.
normal, and you're just like zit. Everything's normal. Zit. Just charging batteries and storing them in your bag of holding left and right.
I'm just laughing because in my head now the bag of holding over in the corner is just glowing, and nobody can see it.
And there's just this sort of.
I love how it's not even
Assuming that
electricity, it's
we
just pure mana, which literally breaks the entire campaign.
Just this hum coming off of it.
I'm assuming
No,
that
I want to
we
grab the
reached the
rune,
aisle,
do
or
mend,
are
fix
we
the boat.
just not there yet?
You guys are in the current. You guys are just gonna arrive at the aisle this session. Like,
Yeah. And then
it's
once
lore.
we've patched the boat, I'm gonna
I'll
swap out
probably help.
the
I'll
runestone
probably
thing and
help.
put a new one in.
Hold on, Ari.
Probably help Ramrod and probably help Ramrod and Hakeem try and keep the boat afloat.
Okay, bro. Fuck. Shit. I'm trying to think of, how do you do that? Oh, space room. I don't know boat procedures. I think we already fixed the boat. I don't know. I'm sorry.
What's your thought process, and I can guide you through it.
Like mine or Azari's?
Either.
I don't know. I don't know any other boat procedures because I don't know. He's a
So
rogue.
the technique that we use to wrap the hole in canvas that would completely stop. Well, not completely stop. It'd minimize the water intrusion to a point where we wouldn't have to worry about flooding. The magical intrusion from the mana, that is where Ari's gonna have to come in to take up that. Right?
Yeah.
And then everything else is up to you. So we're handling two of the potentially three aspects of the endeavor.
It's confusing. This went from very simple to very complicated very quickly, and I'm
My
just
bad.
lost. Nah, dude, it's fine,
Yeah.
dude. I'm completely fucking confused at where I'm at and where everything was supposed to go.
The boat was sinking. We stopped the boat from sinking.
Yeah. Ari's working on the freaking runestone.
Yep, the mana control and stabilizing runestone.
Yeah.
Could I possibly send like a small team of people down with like a box of replacement runes?
Am I allowed to? Or am I allowed to go, or because because we're just about ready to get there, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Sure, man.
Oh, see you.
Alright.
See you next week.
All right. See ya.
Okay, take it easy.
I feel
didn't hear
awkward.
about
I didn't know
90
what to say.
Yeah, I didn't hear about 90% of that.
He's been going from like going completely silent to then talking and then not, and then Ari was talking, so I was like trying to be like, hold on, give me a second, let me see what Azari's trying to do, because he wasn't doing much, and I didn't know what to fucking do because we already solved the problem. As he was like, all right, I'm gonna help. I'm like, fuck. Uh,
It happens.
yeah, like I mean, I was doing shit earlier this session. I don't know. That's why you saw my brain just completely
I
freeze.
mean, I had a plan that literally Torden wouldn't be shooting lightning out. It would fix the boat so we don't have to wrap it in canvas, and then we are able to swap the rune out. All in just boom, 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 we're done.
Sorry.
And I might
I-
have overstepped also.
I even said I've got mend. I want to channel the excess mana from the rune, so we're taking the pressure off of it. Fixes the side of the boat, and then okay, the stone is not overcharged now. We can swap it out more safely.
But does mend work like that?
Well, if it can work like that for lightning, I'm pretty sure I can channel it into mend.
You're right.
True.
True.
Yeah, it'd be up to Raven.
I mean, honestly, like, it wasn't lightning originally, it was mana originally, and then he just turned it into lightning because he was immune to lightning.
Yeah.
And turned himself into a fucking spark plug.
Whereas I'm like the magical tinkerer, so
Well,
okay.
and that's why
Grab
I
this.
went
It's
as
fixed.
physical as possible and not magical.
Yeah.
Like I know how to fix sinking boats. I'm a smuggler. Like, this is what I do. That's why I made my character the way I did.
we have 3 people with 3 different opportunities and different ways to fix the same problem. It all just
Right.
started being a cluster.
Can we just say fuck it and boom, it's fixed and just
That's what I was about to suggest.
Yeah,
Well,
My
it's
bad.
basically fixed at this point. All that mattered was
Like,
just you guys just had to put in
all-
a new runestone that was actually the right type.
And all of us are just like looking at each other afterwards. We're like,
No,
need to
this is
talk
how we
more.
have to do.
we need to
Meanwhile,
talk more.
Makeem is just gonna send a team of people to like funnel the water off the ship in like a little type of line or whatever with buckets. There we go.
Feeling Makeem's like shaking his head in the corner, just pinching the brow of his nose, like these fucking idiots.
I didn't even involve myself with any of that. You guys had it all the way.
We all got to the right answer, just in vastly different ways.
The
gonna go
all right.
runestone is put in so magically perfectly. It's like freaking masterpiece level because of all the fucking different ways it got inserted.
I'm like,
Hey,
I know
just
how
to
to
be
fix it without magic.
just to be safe, could we like go around and like do that little min trick and stuff that Ari mentioned on to all of the rooms to make sure they're all safe too and have the right sensors in them and stuff
Oh.
like that?
the thing is if the sensors are working, then you can assume that, they actually wire the things up correctly.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
I
but
guess I would
then
be going around checking everything after that.
yeah, just as a thing because you mentioned it and stuff. I feel like it would be like a lot more safer if we actually like checked on it or someone that actually knew what they were doing checked on it and
I
stuff.
can investigate.
Thank you, appreciate you.
Ari's just holding her wrench, just ready to beat the shit out of half the crew right now.
You got people parting ways because this little 3-foot tall goblin is like trudging by with a wrench.
So you're going through to each different runestone, and most of them are fine, but you do notice a couple are a little fucky wucky. Just looks like lazy electrician type shit. Just instead of electrician, they're mages.
Yeah.
And you're easily fixing it up. You're doing some mending. You're putting in the right kind of runestones, marking where everything is, and everything else is going pretty smoothly.
Can I just like go behind her with like that scribe thingy and like kind of mark down like the places that the people that were supposed to do their job missed, so I can make sure they get properly disciplined for this?
Yeah. All right. Fuck, I feel really bad that session kind of got derailed. But basically,
my bad.
no, dude, you're perfectly fine, dude. I wasn't saying anything. I just got derailed as well as DM. Like, anyway, as you guys are kind of ending off, you guys kind of reach the end of the current, and like you saw at the beginning of the session, with the man running that boat just getting flung out in chunks, the current is now slamming you into the other side of the barrier, into the second ring, as the galleon flies about 50 feet into the air, yeeting you, and everyone just kind of falls on their faces a bit, holding on for dear life, and you land in the second ring. Runestone's intact, just kind of a little bit overloaded. But due to Ari's tinkering and Lysmith helping be a conduit as well, I was originally gonna have the runestones break this session because there was supposed to be like a one-time use, but y'all, half the session was banter, and then half the session was fighting over a way to fix a fucking rune. I'm just gonna say, the rune stones are intact because with the artificer work and other such things, you guys made sure they were installed and properly managed, more than the guide even says. So I'm probably not gonna end up having to make you guys do this shit again. Well, you're gonna have to go through the fucking jet stream again, but you know what I mean. Uh, you're not gonna have to go through the 6-month process of re-putting on runes, unless like your ship gets destroyed. But I don't fucking know what happens in the next like 3 islands. I don't know. Point is, your runes are intact, and I'm just gonna kind of speed it up a bit and just have you guys kind of showing up at the shore of one of the islands and the Drusen Isle. It's just going to be a small, kind of autumn-looking island with some basic, you know, fall leaves. Next session, I'm just going to have a better description, okay? Like, I had one written down, kind of, but it's kind of ran long, and I don't know. I feel a little awkward. I feel a little bad that I kind of let the session go a little awkward. I don't know.
Oh no,
I'm a
dude!
little self-conscious.
We accidentally stumbled into an area where me and Harry were like, "Oh, we got this. We know
You
all of
guys
this in
were
real life."
focused on the real world logistics, and I was in D&D mode.
Yeah.
So,
And I was just here for the
Unfortunately-
ride.
Yeah, you got into this part where we are
Yeah.
100% like taking a boat from conception to functional. That's what me and him did together.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Like,
I just felt
Sorry.
bad because I wasn't trying to like make it, you know what I mean. I don't know.
no, it's fine. It's just
Yeah.
I built my character kind of like me.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, a smuggler, he would know things like this.
Yeah. No. 100%.
This would be like, okay, building leather armor. The way
Yeah.
they're gonna have it in D&D, I'm gonna look at and scoff and go, that's not how that works.
No, not
And
at all.
I'm gonna trip up on the real world knowledge
Exactly.
when the game logic is much more simple.
Yeah.
You
I'm
have
a nerd. I like the really in-depth stuff. I was laughing and stuff, and I was having a good time. I just was worried that other people were just getting, I don't know.
Yeah.
You saw
not
the GIF
necessarily
that I
some-
posted, bro. I was like, damn, son, where'd you find this? I was intrigued.
Yeah, but
Learning
I was
stuff.
mainly worrying about like potentially overtalking Ari, and I was worried about Azari not really having much to do on the boat. I was planning on a couple other scenarios happening, but we just heavily focused on the runestone, and we got into the jet stream a little too late. So
Yeah.
and if you ever
things
need to
happen.
tell me to shut up, just tell me to shut up.
I didn't want to tell you to shut up though. That was the problem.
Well, next time that
like
y'all
there's a
start
few
going
times where I just want to
complicated-
stop and look at Raven and go, "Is it fixed?" My bad.
Okay, next time I see a simple solution, I'm gonna tell y'all, hey, let me say this, and we'll save time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my bad.
And it's my bad too, because like I immediately go into damage control mode because that was my
Yeah.
job. In the military, it's like
I
I have to keep the ship going.
I mean, it's fair. It's legit real world knowledge on something,
Yeah.
making you not see the obvious fantasy logic.
And that is why I chose a smuggler, because I knew you guys were going with a seafaring campaign.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, if I'm coming into this, I need to do something that can help them in the campaign. So smuggler.
Yeah.
Well, smuggle then. I'm the
I-
magical tinkerer. Ha ha ha.
I smuggled you guys into the second ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raven, you remember
Now,
that
see,
stale
if we were actually
popcorn?
on a boat,
Yeah.
though, I'm not gonna try to fix things. I'll leave that to you guys. I'm gonna fix the magic fantasy boat. It's the only one I'm gonna work on.
The thing though, so people think about like a hole inside of a boat being a catastrophic thing.
Yeah.
Literally
it's scary.
breaking a canvas over the side of the boat and pulling it taut will stop
Now,
flooding.
I'm assuming that's wax canvas and not just the plain cotton fabric.
Any canvas
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just creating water
it,
pressure.
yeah,
And giving it some
that's all it
surface
is.
tension, yeah.
Yep, that's all it is. It's surface tension on the side of the hull. That's all it is stopping the water from transitioning into the
Yeah.
hull fluidly as opposed to pressurely.
Yeah. You're basically slowing it down to a trickle instead of just a
Exactly. And
torrent.
that's why
Yeah.
anytime someone has a flood, easiest thing to do, either
Yeah.
patch it
If it's
from,
wax canvas, you're even better off, though.
well, you patch it from the inside, which is
Yep.
what we train to do,
Hmm.
or you patch it from the outside, and that's where draping a canvas over the side of the boat and pulling it taut. That's how you patch it.
Yeah. I've actually been working with some canvas, so it's like, okay, waxed canvas actually would do a pretty damn good job.
Oh yeah, I mean any canvas, any sail
Yeah.
material or a tarp will do the job because all you're trying to do is create a barrier from the free transfer effect of water, which is the sloshing, not the actual water in the vessel.
Yeah.
The free transfer effect is what causes a boat to capsize.
Yeah. I mean, it's like pouring water through a coffee filter. It's going to slow it way down.
Yeah, exactly. And that's all it
Yeah.
is. You're slowing down how fast, because you have to remember every time a wave hits the side of the boat, that momentum is hitting the vessel